Alrighty. Think we're good. I know this was very last minute and not give you guys a lot of notice for this, but I figured I am going to just flip through a bunch of my albums. I've had this request to go through some older albums in a minute. Alexa, off. Sorry about that. But yeah, a lot of you guys wanted to see some of my older styles and how my style has kind of evolved. And we just passed 2,000 subscribers, so I thought this would be a really good chance to just flip through all of them. I've done some album flips in the past, so I will probably skip what you've already seen. I have a playlist of album flips if you want to see those, but I'm pretty much just going to go through all my albums. I'm probably going to have to do this in 2 parts. I have 14 albums. 2 of them have an X in them, so I'm probably not going to show you those 2. I'll just skip those 2. But I think if I maybe could do like 6 today and then 6 next time I do a live, maybe next weekend. But yeah, you guys know I scrapbook chronologically and I started in the middle and I've kind of worked my way out. So this is on a timeline, the earliest. This is 2012 and then I'll be going forward. So this is kind of newer-ish stuff. And then as I get back to my starting point of scrapbooking, my style will get older and older and older. And then once we kind of reach that point where I had started scrapbooking and going outwards the other way, my layouts will get newer and newer and newer. So hopefully it'll make sense when we go through them. But I figured I would flip through them chronologically just so events would make sense and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start. So this one is when I was working with Felicity Jane. I think this was a Jill collection. I'm trying to move my phone so I can see the chat still. Hey guys, hope you guys are having a good weekend. So this is Felicity Jane, not super old, but you'll kind of see as we flip how my style changes. But this is kind of how I scrapbook now. There's not too much that has changed. This I think was a scrap lift. I think all of these have scrapbook process videos too. Did some mixed media on this one, but yeah, these you guys have probably seen. I'm not going to spend too much time on these because I feel like these are kind of more recent ones. This is when I was at UGA, so I was a student at UGA. I had Billy in the guide dog program. I worked with the University of Georgia's vet school, and I was also president of the Horsemen's Association. So you'll see lots of that kind of stuff here. Here, Billy and I are at the dog park. Here is a Horsemen's Association meeting. We went to the reproduction barn. Hey, Susan, how are you? Happy Sunday. This was One Canoe, Two Willow. I just used some of One Canoe, Two Willow, but this is the first time I used it. I love this collection. This was one of our horseman meetings where we got to see the brood mares and some of the babies at the barn. Billy and the caterpillar. Billy and my cat Gracie on Easter. This is Nikki. So when Billy was in the Guide Dog Foundation, part of it is you have to like switch dogs with another person so we can evaluate each other's dogs to see what kind of needs to be worked on and give the dogs a chance to work with someone other than you. So I switched with, Billy was switched with Nikki. So these are when I had her with me. This was from one of my horsemanship classes. This is Boss. I loved him. He was awesome. More Billy. This is when he was 11 months old. Geocaching. I was geocaching with my sister, but apparently I didn't get any pictures with her in them, but that was a lot of fun. This is a Coca-Cola factory. They had the iconic Coca-Cola couch from American Idol. This is working at the University of Georgia. Norman was our house cow. He's a Jersey cow, and he would donate rumen bacteria to cows that needed it, that we were treating. Again, working. Me on the forklift working. These are all working for the University of Georgia. And again, Billy. This was the Jill collection. I love this collection. And this was my mind's eye. This was like the farm inspired one. Gingham Farms. Love that collection too. This was from a goodie bag that Moira sent me from Scrapbooking cards today. It had a bunch of Chamel stuff in it, so that page was using all stuff pretty much from that kit, which was a lot of fun. This is funny. I locked myself in Billy's kennel just to see what he would do, and that's the face he gave me. He was really confused. Some more Felicity Jane Jill. I love this page. I scrapbooted Christina on this one, and it's like one of my favorite pages ever. Plus, I use wood Wolfpack and what's it called? The pink paisley. My favorite collection ever. Why can't I think of the name of it? You guys know what it is. I use that collection on here. Some more Willow. We switched again. So this was when one of my friends, I got her dog Baldwin, and then she got Billy for these 2 weeks. So she sent me these pictures of him. And then these are pictures of Baldwin. I thought this background was so cool. I made this background for Sarah Scrap's mixed media class, and I love it. I thought it was very appropriate too with the color scheme and Valentine's kind of collection. Hey, Deidre. Yeah, I've done a lot. You've seen it. Yeah, all this stuff you guys have probably already seen. But as I flip through more and more albums, it'll get to older stuff and a lot of stuff you haven't seen. So hopefully that'll be fun. This was Vicky Booten. Tried to use all the bee inspired stuff, which is hard for me to use. But Baldwin is a super sweet dog. So I was just like sweet as honey. And then that was my excuse to get all the bee stuff used up. Again, Baldwin and my sister. This was a really good scrap busting layout. I used this is all branding strips that I layered up on the corners. That was a really great way to use up supplies. And this was game day. Billy was just wrapped in my little UGA blanket looking adorable. Ugh, my phone keeps falling. Pretty simple page, but I got some actual UGA paper. I still have some actually. I've been hoarding it to use for college layouts. But yeah, I think that turned out really cute. I love this little pom-pom. And then this was for a challenge, but I can't remember what, but this was using a lot of the My Mind's Eye, My Story collection, I think, with all these butterflies. But that's me and Billy going to the movies. He did really good in the movies. He loved the movies because he got to eat all of the popcorn that people dropped, which probably wasn't that great for him, but I think this was my birthday when I got a bunch of books. And again, this was a really cool way to use paper. I just did a bunch of layered torn pieces. That's that one. This one, oh, look at little baby Marcus, you guys. This is 2012. We were at Minchie's to get some ice cream. Look how young he looks. His tiny little goatee. He's so cute. Yeah, I love these papers too. This is definitely getting older already into my style. That's definitely cute. Used some more Valentine's inspired stuff. This was when Billy got neutered, I think. Yep. So Billy was going to be a breeder dog, so he was not going to be neutered. And then they realized that they had enough golden retrievers, so they didn't need any more golden retriever breeders. So Billy got to be neutered. So he has the cone of shame on. This was at tennis match. Ooh, this was a really fun one because this I pretty much used exclusively pocket cards. So this was all 4x6 and 3x4 pocket cards, and I got an obscene amount of them used up. But this was a really fun, page to use, see how much scrap busting I could do with pocket cards, and I was pretty impressed with this one. That one was a lot of fun to make because I used so many of them, and then I did this little peekaboo up here. That was fun. Hey, Kiri. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. I was helping my mom move all morning. Well, not all morning, but for the better part of the day today because we were moving her out of her house, which my sister is moving into, and then she's obviously moving in with her husband now that they are married. So we were moving furniture all morning. So yes, this is my kind of, finally I'm home and I can relax a little bit. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna flip through all my albums. I think this was for the Scraptacular Cropping Club. This is one of the challenges I think they did where we made these little rosettes, and that was a lot of fun. Use a a bunch of stickers from this collection too. I don't even know where this collection came from, but I needed to use some of it. So that was kind of fun. And I used a punch to punch out a photo. That was kind of an older thing that we used to do a lot, scrapbooking. So there's that one. This was, I was just riding. You'll probably see, I don't know if I have any pictures in this album, but I used to compete in cowboy mounted shooting. And yeah, a lot of spring cleaning. Me too. I have a lot of cleaning I need to do like tomorrow. But yeah, we competed and we were able to wear these skirts when we rode, and they were so much cooler that I started just wearing skirts when I was riding normally. So I'm just cleaning out his hooves so we can ride, but I don't know why I'm wearing a skirt even though we're riding horses. And then apparently it was too hot for that. The very next ride I rode Tonto and I took a skirt off too, so apparently I couldn't even handle it for that. Oh, this one was so much fun. Oh, this was for, what challenge was this for? I think it was for a Mercy Chart 27-day scrappy challenge or something. But I burned, like I took a lighter and I burned the edges of all of these layers to make this really cool effect on this one. That was a lot of fun. I remember that. I have a process video of me doing this actually, and I was really glad I didn't set the scrap room on fire, but I hand burned all of this paper myself. And then this is one of my coworkers from the University of Georgia, and he had a horse. So one day he let me come over to his place to ride his horse. His name was, I think his name was Doc, if I remember correctly. But he was super cool. This was a really fun layout for me too. I think this was the first layout where I had my nested circle dies. And so that was a lot of fun for me to kind of get these circles in the design. But yeah, that was fun. And then double page spread. Again, this is us at his place. He had a couple goats that they milked and they made their own cheese and used the milk from. And then this is his son's pony who just had a foal. And then his little guard dog. But again, this is another one. I got some more pocket cards used up. Pretty simple. This was, yeah, this is older style for me, but it's also very much still what I do now, actually, now that I look at it. Hey, Gail. Hey, Susan. And then let's see, we have, this was for another Scraptacular Cropping Club challenge, I think. Super out of my comfort zone, but that was a lot of fun. I used a stencil, mixed media, and stamping to do this, and it was a lot of fun, but definitely out of my comfort zone. This is Tonto, that same other horse that I was riding. Billy in the kitchen, using some Amy Tangerine. This is pretty much just, I fussy cut this purpley blue piece and fussy cut a bunch of the flowers, and that's pretty much this layout. I just kept layering and tucking stuff in. I fussy cut a lot, actually. Wow, I fussy cut these arrows and these arrows too. A lot of fussy cutting went on that page. Hey, Kelly. Yes, everyone who's kind of trickling in, yes, Peachy Evergreen, I love that collection. I still have some that I'm hoarding. Everyone who's trickling in, I am flipping through half of the albums that I have. And then we'll do the other half another day. But I think there's gonna be like 6 of them we're gonna get through today. And so the idea is so you can see how my style has kind of morphed, because I've had a lot of requests to kind of show some of my older albums from how I started. But I figured if I'm gonna flip through them all so you can see how my style has changed, we might as well just do it. So these are getting back into my older style, and they'll continue to get older and older and older until I get to where I started scrapbooking. And then since I scrapbook chronologically outwards both ways, they'll begin to get newer again. But I'll let you know where that benchmark is, where I started, and then you can see how I went out from there. This is using My Mind's Eye, Hey Mister. I love this cool little triangular heart thing. I think that was another Scraptacular Cropping Club challenge. This was Momentum from Pink Paisley, I think was this collection. And again, just fussy cut a lot of the cut apart type things to do my layers. When I go backwards, it's really hard because I didn't have a lot to embellish with, so I had to do stuff like that where I made my own embellishment. And so yeah, fussy cutting that kind of stuff was a lot, but this isn't even, this isn't really where you'll see as we get going. This is another one where I really was playing with my nested circles. I think this is when I just got my Nuvo drops too, so I was really wanting to use a bunch of my Nuvo drops. That's a fun layout. Lots of color. I was not afraid of color as much then as I am now. That's funny. I did way more colorful layouts back in the day than I kind of do now. This is upside down. Where did you come from? This is one of those rubber embellishments that probably wasn't wanting to stick. Oh, I used double-sided tape. I'm gonna use wet glue and just stick this down. You guys did not see this. Nothing's happening here. This is one of my first process videos you guys saw, I think. Because I remember this is the first thing I ever cut with my nested dies. Did some mixed media with hot pink. Why was I not scared to do this back in the day, but I would be scared to do something like this now? I don't get it. Use lots of rubber embellishments on this one though. And here's some more mixed media. This is Billy at the doctor's office. They had a fish tank in the lobby that Billy loved watching the fish while we were waiting. I used this texture paste, it looks like, to paint these wood veneer too. That's kind of different. I haven't done that in a minute. And then skinny washi around the whole outside. That's fun. Ooh, this one was another one. I used a ridiculous amount of pocket cards. This whole page is pocket cards. Like, I plastered the background with pocket cards. I did all my layering with pocket cards. My embellishment was fussy cut from pocket cards. This is a really fun layout that I made. And I don't use my pocket cards hardly ever. I need to do something like this again. I've been scrapbooking for, when did I start scrapbooking? It's gotta be like 7 or 8 years now, I would think. I started scrapbooking in middle school with my mom, and I only did it for a couple years, and then I kind of gave up. But then after I graduated college, I started doing it again, and then like I've done it ever since. So I don't know how many years that is, but it's gotta have, it has to be, how long have I been in this house? 'Cause I've been doing it 1 year longer than I've been in this house. Maybe 6 or 7 years I've been doing it. But yeah, lots of pocket cards. Again, this is all pocket cards, and then I don't know what possessed me to do this technique, but this is all ribbon. This is Georgia ribbon and then black ribbon that I wove back and forth to do the piece. And then Nuvo drops around the whole outside. That's fun. And I did this a lot too. When I didn't have a lot of embellishment, I would use my punches and my die cuts a lot. There were these die cut hearts like on every single page I did. That's fun too. Another game day, me and Billy. Here's more Peachy Evergreen. I remember when I made this page, I was really proud of myself, and I felt like this was like, I did a really good job. This heart is on the outside of this page. Where did this come from? I'm finding embellishment just in places. Where did you come from? We're just gonna put you here. There we go. Billy at the dog park, used some fun cork embellishment. I love that. Some brads. And then, ooh, this is one of my very first process videos. This is like my second process video I think I've ever made. And I was using Prima marketing paper. This was one of my friend's horses at UGA. She boarded her horse close to school, and she let me ride her as well. So this is just a photo of us jumping, but here you can really see what I mean about, like, I didn't have any embellishment for this collection. So all of these hearts, these banners, these scallops, these are all punches and dies that I stamped my own embellishment. This little row of hearts down here. So I really used my die cut machine a lot. And I think this is the first time I used Nuvo drops too, because they're all kind of mushed. Didn't let them dry enough apparently. This is fun though. I inked the edges. I used a lot of vellum, specialty paper, stickers. That's fun too. I love that layout. And then, oh, is this the first one? This is the first process video I ever made. Ever. Aww. I was so proud of myself too. It's a really simple page, but I was so proud of myself. Is this the first one? It is. Oh, guys, look how far I've come. I thought I did so good too. I used some thickers, which were like the thing. I used some Nuvo drops. I love it. Some One Canoe 2 stickers. Oh, this is again another one of my friends at UGA had a farm not too far from school, and she used to do dressage competitively, and I'd never done dressage and always have wanted to learn. So she gave me some lessons because she was wanting to start giving lessons, so I was kind of her guinea pig student. But this is her horse Cody. He's super sweet, and then this is her Fjord. I can never say the breed of this horse. But it's the fancy horse from Frozen, where they have this mohawk and it's like white, black, white, and they do cool little patterns in their mane. That's her. And she was a brat. Her name was Lass, but she was really good at dressage. So that's who I learned dressage on. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, Gail. It's not my first scrapbook page ever, but it's the first one I was brave enough to make a process video for. So I was very pleased that this was how I announced myself to the YouTube community. But it's definitely way different than what my style is now. So that's fun. And then here we have another game day. So of course I'm doing the black and red theme for school. Use some more ribbon, torn washi. A doily, I must have painted or sprayed this doily because that was white. I don't know where that red came from. That's fun. I did my journaling on the diagonal, which I probably thought was super fancy. I embossed this black paper with my die cutting machine. That's cute too. That's super simple. That was more my style back in the day. Just like one paper and then, you know, not too much going on. I didn't know how to layer. This one, forget which collections these are. I know this is like My Mind's Eye and some of this is die cuts with a view. But just having fun with rose gold, just doing stickers. More Nuvo drops. This cute little cluster down here with a stamp and a sticker. I was studying and Billy wanted me to play with him, so he decided to lay his head on my book so I couldn't see anything. You used to do dressage? I love that you had a horse named Cody too. I love dressage. I started out as a barrel racer. I loved barrel racing, and then we evolved into cowboy mounted shooting, which was a lot of fun. And then the horse I used for that was sold. And then I also went to school, so I couldn't really practice. So then by the time I kind of got out of school, I was not as great as I was before. So I kind of switched disciplines and started taking jumping lessons, which I'd always jumped a little bit on the side, but I never really competed in it that much. And that was a lot of fun doing hunter jumper. Show jumping was more my speed because I was a barrel racer, but we didn't have any show jumping shows around us. It was all hunter jumper. But yeah, whenever I had like a fall or an injury from jumping, we would have dressage lessons so that I could still ride and not injure myself further while I was healing. Thank you, Joy. Yeah, it's fun watching where I started and like how my stylist kind of came together. I remember when I first started scrapbooking, I was so frustrated that I didn't have a style. And it was Mercy Chiara who was just like, just do you. Just experiment in what you like, keep what you don't like, don't do it again. And it kind of just built from there. So the things I would like to do, like using these doilies, and you see a lot of the same techniques on all of these pages because once I found something that I liked, I stuck with it. And these doilies are a huge one. Look at all the doilies I have on these pages. I was a huge doily person, and doing the banner with the hearts was a huge thing. There's another heart, another heart. I die cut a bunch of hearts at this phase of scrapbooking. So there's hearts on everything. This is ATM, that same horse I was jumping on here. This is her again. And my friend would also have me swing by her apartment and pick up her dog so he could come to the barn with us, and his name was Sinbad. So this page, I guess, is more about him, but just an excuse to scrapbook more horses. Love them. This one is some Maggie Holmes. Look at me being brave and using Maggie Holmes. It's so hard for me to use those products. I don't know why. This was the vet school has this little statue up front. I was undergrad in pre-vet, but I took some vet school classes or one class, and it was actually in the vet school. So this statue is in the lobby of the vet school, and well, the old one, there's a new vet school now. I haven't visited it since they built the new one. But yeah, Billy just noticed that this dog was in the lobby, and we'd been coming to this class for a whole semester, but I took a picture and wanted to record it. Again, some more photos of my dressage lesson on Lass, and there's Cody. And then Amy, I love her. She was my coworker at UGA. And look at me being brave and playing with mixed media. I used some How Do You Swap Colors Shine Mist, it looks like, and then some texture paste that I mixed some blue paint in. I love this long mixed title. That's something that Tracy Mercy Tiara used to do a lot, and I picked that up from her for sure. I was inspired by her to do that. I'm 100%. I miss doing titles like that. I just go through my letters way too fast when I do titles like this, but I used to love doing that. And I was really proud on this page by layering up this mini stickers. I remember that was like a big thing for me when I made this page. I was so proud about how layered my little embellishment cluster was with stickers. And then this one, I don't know if this was a sketch or a challenge to do this diagonal thing with all of these scraps, but that was fun. This was when I was studying for one of my classes. I went to my friend's apartment who also had, this is Baldwin, Billy, and then one of her friend's dogs. So we'd bring all our dogs while we went to study so they could play while we were doing stuff. That's fun. Cute. Did my journaling on my washi strip. I loved all the wood veneer too. I used to use wood veneer way more. I still use wood veneer, but not as much as I used to. Oh my goodness, my sister will murder me if I show you guys this page, but it's too late. She would, this was when came with my mom to pick me up from school, because I left my car at home since I really didn't need to go anywhere when I lived on campus. And my sister, I guess, was bored when they were driving to come and get me. So she started making these ridiculous faces to people in other cars and just trying to weird them out. And it was hysterical. She took a couple of the selfies and I had to scrapbook them because they were so funny. Yes. Running out of alphas fast is annoying, especially because sometimes they're expensive. So if you only get like 2 pages worth of a, title out of them, that's expensive. So I don't do that as often. This is a fun page. Forget which collection this was, but it looks like I did some mixed media with some splattered paint, some mist, border punches. Yeah, this is a whole mess of a page, but that is really funny. I think I just had to do the square technique for a challenge, and so that's what came of it. This is Moonstruck. I used a whole bunch of branding strips on this one to make this page, but this was, I think this was ride night or something, and we had to go get all the horses out of the pasture to ride for a horsemen's association, and they all like ran up over the hill to come up to the barn, and they looked so majestic with the sunset. So I just had to scrapbook a couple of those. Look, I doodled a little face. I can't believe I did that. I'm surprised I was brave enough just to doodle a funny face like that on a scrapbook page. I think I was braver back then than I am now, experimenting with stuff like that. And then, let's see, this is Simple Stories, I think? I don't remember. I know the collection's name was Posh, and I'm pretty sure it was Simple Stories. This is cute too with all the little clusters I did. This was in class. Billy was just laying on my book bag using it as a pillow, and he looked really cute. So again, I just had to take a picture of that. And then this again was at work at the University of Georgia. Norman, that cow you saw earlier, is imprinted with this goat named Vera. So they're like best friends. They're like boyfriend and girlfriend, and you cannot separate them or they will scream bloody murder. And so I just took a picture of me hanging out with the both of them because it was nice outside, and so I was snuggling. Vera is actually trying to headbutt my face in this picture, but I just put my hand on her head to stop her. She's such a brat. But yeah, that's all this is. It's just me snuggling with Vera and Norman. This was a ton of work because I did this whole piece together, the background with this, and then I stitched along every single line. And that took me forever, but it looks so cute. That was a lot of work, but it was worth it. Love this little cluster too with the doily and the butterflies peeking out in this little tag. That's super cute. Yeah, that page took forever. Yes. Yeah, Joy, especially when you run out of like that one letter that you need and you have a bunch of other letters, but you still can't make any of the words that you want. Yep, I can totally relate. I totally relate to that. I think all of us can as scrapbookers, but that's so frustrating. This is fun. I fussy cut a bunch of these circles and then popped them up on the polka dot paper and then made them my little embellishment clusters. That's cute. Pretty simple page. That's just Billy and a toy. And this is Billy and his brother, which I never got to meet, but Billy finally got to see his brother Boomer. They're in the same litter mate, or the same litter. So they were litter mates. And I can definitely see the resemblance between them. Boomer, fun story, also got fired from being a guide dog, same as Billy. So I don't know if it was just the bloodline or what, but I think his entire litter got fired for anxiety or energy or something, but he's not a guide dog either now. But this is fun. I was using a 6x6 paper pad and a bunch of stickers from my hashtag sticker book. That's pretty much all I used on this page. I used to do this a lot more too, where I would mix and match epoxy or enamel shapes and dots. I used to do that a lot. Like now I pretty much use the same color in my clusters. But this, when I started out, I did this a lot more where I would use different colors for my cluster. That's another thing. This is another memorandum. Ooh, I like this page. Someone sent me this cute little paperclip light bulb. I don't know where that came from. And these cool little acid or acrylic shapes. I think this was, I don't know where these came from. I think I won a prize. I'm pretty sure Moira sent all of this to me from a Mercy Tiara challenge that I won. I'm pretty sure. But that's really cute. I love how much mixed stuff is on here. So I have paper clips, I have my foam, I have some acrylic shapes and some buttons. That's a lot of fun. This was me studying in the study hall. You had to snap up these rooms during midterms and finals because they would all get taken. And we would literally stay in these rooms for more than 24 hours. And you'd have to have friends there with you because if you had less than the minimum requirement of people, they could kick you out for a bigger group. So we very strategically had to figure out which friends were going to come when other friends left to go get food or something so that we could make sure we could keep our room. But there's a big whiteboard in here. And I remember we would even use this whole wall of windows next to the door as more whiteboard space, especially for like chemistry and stuff when you had to write out all of the different actions. We would use every part of this room to study in. And I remember being in those rooms for like days at a time coming up to finals day. This is someone dressed up as a minion for some reason at school. So I made sure to get a picture of Billy and him because that's really good desensitization for guide dogs. Because obviously I think most dogs would be terrified of this thing. So I made sure Billy had a chance to meet him and realize it was the person inside and it wasn't scary, it was a friend. So that was nice. I'm pretty sure this yellow and this thing was from, I don't have it anymore, but my agenda, I'm pretty sure, is where that came from. And then the paper's Amy Tangerine, and I use some washi. That's a very busy page. But I think having this large title and not a whole bunch more going on, it's okay. That's a very busy background. Both of these are very busy backgrounds. I'm surprised I picked those. That one turned out cute though. I don't know about that one. This is another horseman's meeting. We got to paint horseshoes. They did that a lot at UGA, where we would have arts and crafts time coming up to finals and stuff just to give us something kind of fun to do. And so I did a lot of activities that I feel like are more appropriate to like preschoolers as a college student, but it was a lot of fun. I remember around Halloween time, we would like decorate mini pumpkins and stuff, and Christmas time, you could decorate Christmas cookies at the dining hall. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, I painted this big horseshoe. I remember I got this collection because Mercy Tara, it was a collection she used, and she loved this color combo with the aqua, the red, and the yellow. And so I'm pretty sure this is probably for one of her challenges where it was to use that color combo. Yeah, use lots of puffy stickers on this one, which is fun. This is, whew, I think this was another challenge to do this kind of design, but this was really good scrap busting because all of these little squares I got used up. This is again dressing up. I don't know what this page is about, but Billy was dressed up as a cowboy apparently, and Vera just had these little like pipe cleaners on her halter for some reason. I don't know, but I scrapbooked it. Got lots of puffy stickers used up on this one. Another heart cluster with a banner. Here's another page of Vera. Yeah, just looks like I layered a bunch of florals and did some gold accents. But yeah, just playing with Vera. And then, ooh, this page, this is another page I was really proud of because this was so different for me at the time I made it. But I did this big multi-font title in kind of a circle, and then I did some mixed media on this kind of very bold background, and this was a lot of fun for me. It's the first time I really used kind of smaller photos too, and tried to do this kind of more minimalistic layering where it was just a couple skinny strips going behind the photo and a couple embellishment. And I mean, this background is very busy anyways, so I think I didn't feel like I had to do too much. But I remember I was really proud when I made this page because it was so different from what I had been used to doing. There's a lot of little stuff on here. There's a lot of painted wood veneer, some vellum stars, some brads on here, some nouveau drops. There's a lot on here, but it's definitely different than what I've done so far. It's another black and white. Ooh, this is fun. Mirrors. I forgot that was a thing. Use some mirrors as some embellishment. This was in my vet physiology class. There's a dog skeleton because it was one of the vet school vet classes. So there's a dog skeleton in there, and Billy had just noticed it, even though it's always been there. So I just took a picture to note that because it was fun. Yeah, fun mirrors too. I don't know where the mirrors came from, but that's a fun embellishment. It's kind of different. This is a couple of the horses. There's a couple animals that are donated to UGA, and so these are a couple of them. So whenever a horse needs like a blood transfusion or something, they will draw blood from these horses. And it also kind of, there's always horses there for the vet school to practice doing like heart rate and respiration and all that kind of stuff on too. But this is fun. I did some twine up the side here, and I just tucked in a bunch of little mini heart and banner clusters. And I even used my little tiny attacher staples. That's cute. That's also very different for me at the time. That's fun. Lotto. This is Bristol, and that's Lotto. And Lotto would always try and steal my pitchfork. So I just took a picture because I thought it was funny. And this is another one where I'm pretty much just using pocket cards. I used to try to do this a lot because I did not have a lot of supplies, and I kept buying pocket cards for some reason, even though I didn't do pocket pages. So I liked when I had a chance to do these types of pages where I would pretty much just use my pocket cards. Even all of this is pocket cards. Look, I did a little twine bundle up here. That's cute. There's an actual service animal on campus. I forgot what for, but Billy saw him across the street, and so the guy wanted them to be able to meet. So I thought that was cute because Billy's a guide dog in training at this point, and he got to meet an actual guide dog, so I thought that was cute, and I wanted to record it. This is for one of my horse classes, and we did this really fun hematocrit lab where we tested the percentage of red blood cells in the blood sample before and after a horse doing a different discipline to see how how it differed. So this is my teacher. I loved her, Carrie, Dr. Turner. And this is her horse. I think this is Wilbur. And she's a reiner, so she did a whole bunch of like reining patterns for us and stuff. It was really cool. It was amazing. She, after she ran this pattern, she took this bridle off of her horse and ran it again bridleless. The horse did not have a bridle, a halter, anything on, and he was so responsive to her that she ran this reining pattern without a bridle or reins on. It was impressive. So that was really cool. Wanted to note that. I use this collection a lot with school pages because of the kind of office supply stuff on it. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Fun stories. I love looking through this stuff again because I get to remember all these stories. Here's another page, just scrapbooking Billy and using some more Amy Tangerine. This is one of my friends was dog sitting Billy because I think I had a horse class or something and Billy couldn't come. And she took Billy to her horse farm while I was busy. And he was running around in one of the pastures and she got this photo of him, which I think is hysterical. So I wanted to record that as well. And I fussy cut all of these little chevrons out. I remember that too. And I was like halfway through cutting them out and I'm like, why did I do this to myself? That's definitely an older style for me too. It's kind of simple, not a lot of layering. Here's some more ATM. Cute little clusters on the sides. Not too much to say about that one. Here's where I used flare, probably for the first time ever. That's another thing that like Mercy Tiara used to use flare all the time. And I thought they were so cute and I couldn't find them anywhere. And I finally got some flare. So I was probably super happy to get those used up on a page. But this is, I never brought Billy to church with me. I left him at home. But this particular day, I had to leave straight from church to go home. So Billy had to be with me because this is after I packed up the apartment and everything. Like I was leaving for the semester. So I took a picture of him in church just because it was something kind of different that we don't do ever. So I wanted to record the one time that we did. And then this is when we were home. Just simple layering, it looks like. Use some washi tape and some little brads. Billy and a carrot. I did this a lot too. I still do this a lot, actually. Now that I think about it, I still do this kind of go-to design where you just have a column and then you kind of just branch out and you have your photo kind of in that L and then you kind of embellish on the L. That's a go-to design for me. So this is the older version. I still do this style now. This one, oh, sorry, graphic warning. I don't know if that's going to bother anybody. But last day of our class, our horsemanship, horse physiology class, we got to dissect a horse leg. So that's what this is about. We got to see all the different ligaments and all the different bones. And it was very fascinating. I actually missed my next class because I was so into this. I just didn't leave. And our teacher let us stay as long as we wanted to do this. So I actually missed my next class because we were doing this. But I did a lot of like patchwork over here with scraps because I really only needed to fill in this little gap because the rest of it was just photos. But that was a lot of fun. This is Billy's Christmas photos. We had a photo shoot because one of my friends is a photographer professionally now, but she would do these little mini sessions for us in the guide dog program. So this is our Christmas session. Super cute. And this is when Billy kept pulling me out of my chair to come play with him. So I just wanted to record that. And see, I just fussy cut some speech bubbles as my embellishment cluster on this one. I look like pretty simple. I did do some dots, like faux stitching dots in red around the outside though. So there's that one. This one, Billy got a bath. Oh, this is sad. Oh no. This was when it was time to send Billy to New York. And if I didn't have Billy back already, I would be crying looking at this page. But this was when I had to give Billy up to go to New York to be matched with a person to be their guide dog. And I thought it was the last time I was ever gonna see him. And I bawled like a baby, ugly cried in the car for like half an hour before I could actually drive anywhere after I dropped him off. He got a bath and he looked all handsome and he's waiting by the door to go to the car, and this is us in the car going to be dropped off, and oh, that guts me. That's hard to look at. Poor little innocent face has no idea what's gonna happen. It's okay, because I have him back now and he's my dog forever and no one is ever gonna take him again from me. And another photo of ATM. So yeah, that's album 1, you guys. Holy smacks. Are we really doing 6 of these? Are you guys down to do 6 of these books? Because holy moly, it's gonna be a lot. Use another flare and a little acrylic piece. That's super cute. Adorable. All right, well, that's book 1. Granted, this book is a lot fatter than the other books. Not all of them are this giant. All right, we're still going backwards. I have 2 more books to go before I get back to where I started, and then it starts coming forward again chronologically. All right. Ooh. Next book. Oh my gosh, I have, I wonder if I could find it, Sharon. There is a video. My sister came with me when we came to pick up Billy. And when Billy first recognized me, he like dragged the lady down a hill to get to me. And it was really cute. If I can find that video, I will try to post it on YouTube later. It's just a couple seconds, but you'll be able to see. I'll try to remember to do that. But yeah, he was really happy. I was really happy when I got him back too. I almost couldn't believe it. He's been with me for 6 years now, since I picked him up again, because he was in New York for 8 months and then he got fired because his anxiety was too bad and he was kind of too high energy to be a guide dog for the blind. So then, yeah, I got him back and I've had him since then. This is my little diploma from graduating the University of Georgia. So that's fun, just kind of black and white with pops of gold. It's cute. And, oh, very pretty pastel layout. This was when we first got the MRI machine at UGA. And I remember they had to practice getting horses knocked out and taking MRIs, and it was a whole production because horses are heavy, you guys. And in order to move them, they pretty much had to like have them upside down and have all of their hooves like locked up in a crane, and then they would move the horse like that. It was impressive. But yeah, we finally got our MRI machine, so I just wanted to record that because that was a whole production of a day. And then this was when I was home for a weekend, and me and my mom were just out and about doing a bunch of things in downtown Ackworth. We have this beautiful lake near our house, and the sun was going down. It just looked beautiful. And then downtown Ackworth, they were actually shooting a commercial. I think it was for Macy's. So they had all these old cars, and we were watching them do a couple shoots, and I thought that was just a cool thing to record. So there's that one. This one, oh, KK! This is another mini shoot that same photographer did for Valentine's Day. And so I didn't have Billy because he was in New York at this time. So I took KK to get a little photo shoot done. So I just used a bunch of my Valentine's Day supplies to record that. Look at her sweet little face. I love her. Cute. And then this was at the barn. This is Shawnee. And I think this is Papoose. Yep, I was practicing, if you can't tell from his head position and everything, we were practicing some of my dressage skills of just keeping him on the bit and stuff like that. Because we use him for barrel racing, so he's not really used to having to move that way. But I realized that teaching horses dressage, even if they aren't going to compete in dressage, really helps with their flexibility and movement in general for any discipline. So I was working on him with that, but yeah, he's so cute, Shawnee. And then this was, these, currently I've graduated from the University of Georgia as noted by that diploma, but I was still working at the University of Georgia's vet school. So a lot of these is I'm in Athens for work, and then I'm coming home for the weekend. And I just commuted back and forth because I wanted to be home as much as possible, but I was still working in Athens. So this is again in Athens. I was just practicing braiding from when I worked with Cavalia, and we were really slow this day, so I just went around and braided horses' hair, the ones that were donated, not actual people's horses. I don't know if they would appreciate that. But this is Leona, and I was just practicing braiding her hair. And then I was home, and I would always go to my mom's tennis matches to cheer her on when I was home. So I brought KK with me on this day. So you can kind of see my mom on the court, and then little KK, she's so happy. This is pretty, very pastels. I don't really do, this is not a color scheme I really work with nowadays with these pastels. This, oh, guys, this, I forgot I scrapbooked this. So obviously I did not go to vet school. I decided once I graduated and student loans hit, and I started working at an animal hospital that I just liked being a tech. I didn't really want to be a doctor, and going to vet school is like $250,000. And once my undergrad student loans hit, I panicked. I was like, I cannot afford, I can't, I don't want to be paying off this much money when I'm already happy with what I do. So this is my rejection letter from vet school. And if you are undergrad UGA and you apply to vet school at UGA, you kind of get the benefit where they will call you and tell you what you can, like why you didn't get in, what you can fix on your resume so that you can get in again. And I actually made the wait list. I think I was 6 people away from getting in. And they pretty much told me that what they do is they unless you're like, I don't know, Einstein, you pretty much always get refused the first year and have to apply again. And this is not something I was aware of. Apparently most of my friends applied as a junior. They got refused, and then when they applied as a senior, they got in. And I've never been so happy that they did that, because if I would have gotten in, I would have gone straight to vet school. I wouldn't have thought twice about it. And I'd probably be hating life now. Whereas last week, I'd literally just paid off my student loans, and I have a job that I love, doing what I love. I would not have been happy being a vet, I don't think, because I love being a vet tech too much, and I don't have $250,000 of student loans from vet school. So that's what this page is about. I forgot I scrapbooked this, but that is an important part of my story, so I'm glad that I did, even though it seems kind of a weird thing to scrapbook. But yeah, that's what this is about. And then this is me just cuddling with my cat and reading. This was when I was the happiest, was when I got to be home with an animal and a book. So that's what that page is about. Moonstruck, I love this collection. Again, just braiding manes and at work when we were slow. This is a really good scrap busting for 6x6 paper pads, that page. And then this is when I was dog sitting another guide dog. She was really sweet, Laurette. And she loved watching Tangled. So she liked watching Disney movies in general. I don't know if it was the colors or the sounds or the high pitch voices, but she was all about watching Disney movies. So it's a picture of her in Tangled. Again, this is just Lass during one of our dressage lessons. This was when she was being extra bratty, so Melody was just lunging her for a while before my lesson. Yeah, this is cute. Very neutral. I like this big old foam heart. I wonder where that came from. Probably a thicker set. And then a bunch of layered stickers from my hashtag sticker book. This is another thing I used to do a lot, this whole corner. I still do it, but this corner thing where I would have things branching out and then like a little focal point with a couple embellishments. That's a thing I did a lot back in the day too. Hey, Deborah. Yeah, I can't wait. I need to go find that video of Billy. Maybe I can find it on my phone really quick and just show you guys at the end. KK being cute. kind of a weird page. This is when I got a factory box from My Mind's Eye where they just sent me a ton of stuff. And this is one of the things that I didn't really want, but it was included in the box. So I was just trying to use it, I guess. But it turned out kind of cute. Use some vellum and some gold accents. And then this is at my apartment complex. We had a pool, so I was just reading at the pool here. Book of Love, pretty simple page, but another one where I just did a strip and then I kind of branched out from there. I did that a lot. And then the same thing where I have something branched out with a little focal point and some little smaller things. This one is when I was taking KK for a hike. I used to hike Kennesaw Mountain once a week. I need to get into doing that again. But I brought KK with me this time. This is pretty color scheme with the gray and the pink. I actually really like that. I used a lot of stickers for my hashtag sticker book on here too. This is when I think I first got my border punch as well, because I'm doing a lot of this border punch. I love that. Here's another one, again, where I was using a ton of pocket cards. This whole page is pocket cards. This is Lotto. He was one of the donated horse to UGA, and he has Cushing's disease, and his fur gets really long and curly and matted, so this was grooming day, and I bathed him and braided his hair, and then they came by and shaved him later, but I wanted to get him clean first at least, so this is all that is, was me bathing him. And then I've mentioned this before, this is the first year I was doing the Bulldog Classic with the Horsemen's Association. We throw this horse show once a year to raise money for the Georgia Equine Rescue League. So this is the first year that I was with them when they did that. They'd done it several times, but I liked it because I got to use these little horse ribbon stickers from a collection from somewhere that I never thought I was going to be able to use them, but I got to use them on a horse page, so that worked out. And then every other month we got update pictures from New York. So I got some pictures of Billy and his little kennel mate because they board them with another dog, so they kind of have a friend. So that's what this photo is. I got a photo of the two of them. And then Norman. I love this color scheme too, this kind of a very neutral color scheme. That's really cute. And I had my little cow wood veneer. That's cute. And these little metal clips, those are fun. That's pretty simple page, but I think that's a really cute design. A little craft tag. He's funny. And then this is when I started riding at High Country Stables, which is the local barn. This is when I started doing more of the hunter jumper dressage. So this was one of my first lessons there. They have this rooster named Little Man who's very snuggly. And then this is, I think this is Chance. And then this is Rosie. So Chance was the first horse I rode, just so they could kind of see where I was at. And then he's kind of a beginner level horse, kind of lazy. But after they could see that, yes, I could ride, they put me on Rosie. She was a off the track thoroughbred. So she's a little bit feistier, but that's who I ended up riding after Chance. And then here are some more update pictures. This is Billy and his trainer and a couple of the photos of them working. So he's in harness here and they're doing a bunch of the kind of work stuff. But Billy has a Facebook page where all these photos are, and I would update everyone who followed Billy on his Facebook page with what was sent. But I thought that was really cute. I like lived for my updates of Billy to see what he was up to because I missed him so much at this point. But yeah, I love it. Look at his sweet little face. This is Billy here. Billy was like one by the door. So as I was clicking through all the pictures that they sent, this was supposed to go to this person's for this dog, but I saw Billy in the corner, so I stole it because he was photo bombing like all the other dogs' photos. So that was funny. And then this is me and my mom and my sister did a girls trip to Savannah. I love Savannah, Georgia. It's like my favorite city in the world. So just a couple photos. This is the style, an older design of a scrapbook page where you kind of piece you pieced a page together like this. Me and my mom used to do this design a lot back in the day, and I feel so nostalgic when I see pages like this, but I love it because you can get so much on here. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 photos I squeezed on here. Used a bunch of cut apart pieces. I had a journaling spot, little embellishment clusters I squeezed on here. Like, you can do so much when you do a design like this, and granted it is a lot, but I love doing pages like that. That's fun. That's definitely an older style page that I used to do all the time. And then again, Savannah, we went to the wildlife center, so I just got a picture of me and my sister in a tree, and then a couple of the animals that they have there. Use some twine. And then I like how I did my title on the circles, the punched out circles. That's cute. But yeah, that's one of our stops. And then we always have to go to Tybee Island Lighthouse. Usually when we visit Savannah, we stay on Tybee Island. So we always go and see the lighthouse. I have a bunch of these little pictures from there. And this was very new for me too, doing this, where I have a bunch of tiny pictures. I should do that more. I don't do that as often now either, where I have smaller photos. I usually just have 4x4 or 4x6, but I should do this again where I play around with my sizes, because that's fun. That's cute. And then on the beach, we always had our Mike's Hard Lemonade when we were on the beach. Now we drink Land Shark. That's our beach drink now. But back during this time, it was Mike's Hard Lemonade that we loved. And then our ghost tour. I think this is our first ghost tour we ever went on, ever. That started it all. And now we do ghost tours everywhere we go. But it's pretty cool. This is Tobias. He's the founder of the Blue Orb Ghost Tour Company. And now he actually has tours in multiple cities, but Savannah's his main one. And he actually has his own book that he had given us for free on this tour that he had signed for us. So that was really special. And I also thought it was really cool because a lot of the places we visited, I mean, these photos are dark, obviously, because they're at night, but they're all in this book. So that's kind of fun that we got to see, that. And he calls it the Zombies Tour, not as zombies as in like The Walking Dead, but zombies is another term for the living dead, as in a ghost. So that's kind of what that's about. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then I got this precious little card from the trainer. Oh, I love this. The trainer sent us all these little cards with update photos of Billy and the trainer, so I had to record that. And then I got this really cute little guide dog pin, so I stuck that on there too, because I don't use little pins ever, but I think they're cute little scrapbook embellishments, so you might as well use them there if you're never gonna actually wear them or put them on anything. Yes, do it, Ashley. Tybee Island, there's so much fun stuff you can do on Tybee Island, and it's so close to Savannah that you can do all the fun things in Savannah too. I love it. If you go though, I mean, I know ghost tours are not everyone's thing, but Savannah has a ton of ghost tours. And if you are interested, Blue Orb Ghost Tour is the best, because we've done so many ghost tours in Savannah, and Blue Orb is the best, especially if you can do the zombie tour one, because it's adult. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, good luck. I hope you have fun on Tybee Island, because I love that place. This is another one at High Country Stables. I got a picture of Little Man. He was just looking so majestic in front of the arena. So I was just noting that. And again, just a picture of Rosie and our tack. She just looked so pretty. I had to get a picture of that because I liked how I layered everything, and she was pretty. These little feathers are like mixed media feathers. Like, you're meant to, like, they have canvas topping them that you can paint or spray, but I really liked how they looked in white, so I didn't. And this is the Bloom collection, and I hand cut all of this fringe so it would actually be real fringe and not printed fringe. Hey Moira, I didn't see you sneak in here. Hope you are doing well. You were talking about that too. Yes. I mean, TripAdvisor is your best friend, but a lot of ghost tours can be kind of cheesy, where they like are characters, or I don't know. It's just, a lot of them are like more like campfire stories that are like meant to scare you around the campfire, but they're not really real. I know not everyone believes in ghosts, that's fine. I think that's more of a normal way to believe, but Blue Orb has evidence that they will show you on each stop of multiple different cases, and they have EVPs, photos, videos that they will show you. So they've done their actual own research for each of the locations and have all the information to back it up to show you. And that's just more important to me than a spooky, scary story based off of lore that's not actually true, if that makes sense. So yeah, Blue Orb Ghost Tour, 100%. This is a fun little design. That must have been a challenge to, but use some 6x6 paper to do this little spirally thing. That's fun. Again, just me and Rosie. At the end of our session, we would cool down by doing stirrupless stuff, which was a cool down for the horse, but not for me, because your legs are burning by the end. But I just have my kind of stirrups crossed over, so they're out of the way. So there's that one. Digger had his mane dyed for 4th of July for a birthday party or something, so he just looked super pretty, so I wanted to record that too. I never got to ride him though, he was a little pony, so but I thought he looked really nice, so I decided to take a picture, and why not scrapbook it. Lotto, this is when he got his hair cut. He looks like a whole different horse. Wow, there's a lot going on this page. So this, apparently I just took a circle punch to a bunch of scraps, and that was this page, it looks like, and put some buttons on the page as well. Definitely not something I would do now, but hey, that's a fun page, a good way to use scraps. I know. Hey, it'll be live after though, Moira. And this is book 2 out of 6 I'm flipping through today, and I have 6 more that I'm gonna do on another day, so you haven't missed that much. There's still a whole bunch. I'm flipping through all the things. Well, this is a pretty page too. This is Horsetown, my favorite. I mean, I don't go there hardly ever now, but this was a big day for me when I got to visit Horsetown. And it's one of those places where the smell is so nostalgic, it just brings you to your childhood. So for whatever reason, I wanted to scrapbook a picture of the store. But this is nice too, with all the kind of more neutral. I need to do another layout like this soon, where there's like one color, like this pretty aqua, and then just do a bunch of neutrals, because that's a really pretty color scheme. And I don't remember the last time I did a color scheme like that. Here I got my brand new breeches and my brand new half chaps, so I just wanted to take a picture to show those off. It looks like I pretty much just used a bunch of cut aparts and just layered them around my photo. I guess that's a good way to use them. I always have cut aparts left over. Here is me on Chance. I think Rosie was gone at a show or something, so I had to use Chance. And that's just our page for this one. Another mixed font title. I miss doing that. I need to do that more, even though it's gonna kill my thickers super fast. And a bunch of wood veneer. I love using all my wood veneer. That's fun. This is Montana. She was one of their horses that wasn't really trained. And they were gonna train her to be a reining horse. So they let me kind of just ride her so she can get some more under saddle time. So I just wanted to record that as well. She's a good little horse. She just didn't know, she didn't have any experience. So she really just needed someone riding her just to, like, you know, she was clumsy with her feet. But yeah, there's that one. It's another simple page. It's an interesting color scheme with the maroon and the pink and the rose gold with the gray marble. She's cute. Another photo of Rosie in my beautiful Moonstruck. Oh, I love that collection. And these fun little cork hearts that have the glitter. Those are pink paisley as well. I think they're C'est La Vie collection, I think is where those came from. But look how shiny her coat looks. She's so pretty. Rosie Withdrawal. This was yeah, my journaling. My lessons kept getting rained out, and so I I kept not having lessons, but what I would do is I would work on the weekend cleaning out stalls to pay for the lessons. So I never really had to pay for lessons. I just exchanged it for work. And literally every single day I came to work, the weather was beautiful. And then the day that my lesson was scheduled, it would rain. So I took this picture on one of my days I was working because I was going through withdrawal, writing withdrawal. Yeah, another photo of Montana. Just thought it was pretty. A bunch of fun layers. I used a 6x6 paper pad for this too. This is another thing where I was trying to really get good at stretching scraps because I had a lot of 6x6 paper pads, not a whole bunch of 12x12 paper. You still haven't used your bloom collection. I still have some Bloom. I'm thinking one of my upcoming How to Kill a Kit with Style kits is gonna have to be all my Maggie Holmes stuff because I have so much of it just sitting around that I haven't used, and I think that's gonna be the only way I'm gonna use it. So maybe we can work through it together. I still have some of that too. But yeah, that's all my layering with 6x6 paper pads, starting to learn how to stretch scraps. This is at the University of Georgia Vet School. A hummingbird got stuck in the barn and could not find the door. So we caught it finally and helped it out. Yeah, pretty simple. Another page where I just did this whole column thing and kind of branched out sideways. I didn't realize how much I did that, but going through this, I see I do that a lot. And then Rosie again, looking adorable. Cute. I used a lot of vellum on this page too. Vellum and wood veneer. That's cute. Billy, another photo from New York that I got from him, June 2013. This is just one of the pictures they sent me. I missed him so much during this time. Every time they sent me a picture, it was like a lifeline. I was like, I have to go again. I have to wait again for 2 months before I get another update from him. It's another day where it was raining and I was cleaning stalls and Chance was in the stall with me, just kind of looking out at the rain. It just looked really pretty, so I wanted to record that. Use some pocket cards, a little wood flower. I don't know where that came from. That's fun. And some little gold stickers. That's cute. Rain, Rain, Go Away, Chance and I would like to play. That's cute. I forgot I did that. I probably thought I was so clever when I came up with that title. And then again, I'm home with a dog and a book, my happy place. So KK and I are reading and then just using a bunch of, I loved this collection too. I forget what collection this was, but I really liked this collection. It had this soft wood grain and a bunch of these ombre pinks and aquas. So pretty. So there's that. Me and Rosie jumping. Holy cow, she launched herself on this one. Actually, my position doesn't look terrible in that picture either. I've had to work so hard on my position. Going from being a barrel racer to hunter jumper, it is so hard because your whole position and way of riding changes. And once you have a set way of riding, unlearning things is really difficult. So my position actually isn't terrible in this photo. But yeah, again, this one I used a 6x6 paper pad for this whole page. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not even gonna count all of these pages. I used probably half of the 6x6 paper pad just on this page though. It's a lot of layers. That's fun. More Moonstruck. Oh, I miss this collection. Look, this is paper towel. I probably did some mixed media and used this paper towel to soak up the extra, and then I decided to use it on a page. I wonder how long that's gonna last in a book. I mean, probably forever, I don't know. But my sister was a dancer, so this was at one of her shows. I got a couple pictures of her, and yeah, I just scrapbooked it. So pretty. She's so pretty. More photos of Billy. This is when he turned 2 years old, and he was learning things like find the chair and find the door. And some of those kind of more advanced demands that they're going to have to do when they're paired with a person. That's kind of a cute page. Look at him. Looks so professional in his little harness. I don't think you guys have ever seen Billy in harness, like when he was an actual guide dog. You've only seen him being a goober now that I have him back. We're definitely getting older now, these older styles. I mean, this one I pretty much just had a banner going across the page and a little bit of embellishment. This is when I worked at my last animal hospital before I was at where I am now. This is our clinic cat named Macy. And I just got a picture of us and just did kind of some simple embellishment. And again, at the barn, this was my life. Like, I was at the barn or I was at work or I was reading with a dog or a cat, and that was my life. So that's pretty much all this album is. But this is the day I had a lesson on Rosie, and then I rode Montana after that so she could get some more practice in. Again, Rosie and I, there's a large arena at this barn, and then there's a smaller arena at this barn. And as soon as it would rain, the big arena would get super muddy, so we would have to be in the small arena for our lesson. And so we were doing a jumping course in this tiny arena, and it was super compact, so it really worked on our making tight turns and stuff, doing a jumping pattern. But yeah, we were just doing a little jumping course. She's so cute. My hands are way far back. They should be up higher, but my position in that one. This was work. We had a baby robin be brought in. So I kept it the night before I could take it back to a rehab center for birds, but I was just feeding it in this photo. And then this is when I had it at home. Just using some Maggie Holmes. Again, did some fringing. Yeah, it is Moira. I agree. This is fun though. This is my work crew went whitewater rafting for team building. So that was a bunch of fun. My coworkers actually want to do this again soon once it gets warmer. And even if we're even allowed to do it with COVID. But this was a lot of fun, whitewater rafting. This is our guide. His name was Caveman. And he got us through it and nobody died and it was a lot of fun. So that was that page. And then this one, KK was just being beautiful sitting out in the sun. So I just wanted to record that as well. Pretty simple page though. Used some wood veneer butterflies, but not too much going on there. This was, we were dog shaming. Oh my gosh, this patient was brought in like twice a day for a week because they could not keep the bandages on this dog. And you can see eventually the dog had to have like 3 different types of cones on at one time to keep it away from its paws, because somehow it got out of its cones and would tear its bandages off. So this is me sitting with the dog with 2 of the cones on, and then we were dog shaming. That was like the trend at this point in time, where the dog would have to sit with a sign about what they kept doing. So this is just, so we put a sticky note on her head that says, I keep taking off my bandages. And even just in these 2 photos, which is the very same day, she has 2 different sets of bandages on. So I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to record that. Hashtag dog shaming, that's funny. Another update photo of Billy in New York. Actually, I think this is when one of my friends went to visit her dog in New York. And so she decided to get some pictures of Billy while she was there to send to me, which I greatly appreciated. So I just got a couple pictures of him. And then again, me and Rosie jumping. This is when we were working on, we just kept increasing the height. I forgot how high we ended up getting, but this is one of the ones we took where my position wasn't terrible, so I wanted to record it. But yeah, this is, I think this is Shamel. I think that's Shamel. Yeah, there's that one. And then again, this one for sure was for Mercy Tiara Challenge. I remember this one. She looks so cute in this picture. I loved chestnut horses, and hunter green is like the best color combo. She looked so good in hunter green. I ended up getting her some hunter green wraps and a hunter green saddle pad, and I felt like braiding her hair for this photo, and she looks so snazzy. I love it. So this very monochromatic green and gold layout with some pops of brown. I think that looks so cute. I loved doing this. I used to do this a lot more too, where I would use frames, kind of the way I would use doilies, and that's really fun. I love that page. That's cute. This is another one I remember doing for Mercy Tiara's challenge group. A bunch of pocket cards, and again, some frames and some twine. Used some, you can tell we had the 27 items challenge that we had to try and get on pages, and you can tell with these because there's so much different stuff on here. I have splatter, an enamel shape, a brad, wood veneer, puppy stickers, a frame, border punch. Like, I could just tell that this is for one of her challenges. A label, washi, inked edges. I really tried to cram as much as I could of those items on these pages during this point. And then this is work. One of my coworkers photobombed me, so I wanted to record that. Pretty simple layout. I just fussy cut a bunch of flowers and layered them up, and that was that. This is again working with Montana about being on the bit, which is the proper way their head should be positioned. She came such a long way. Her positioning in these photos look so good. I think we were at a canter and at a walk, and she just looks so perfect. She's on the bit and everything. This is a good way to scrap bust too. It looks like I just took a bunch of strips and laid them out. And then another photo of Rosie, just because I can't help myself. This is all I took photos of. At this point, everything you've seen so far today is before I was scrapbooking. So these photos were just photos I took for Instagram or Facebook, not to scrapbook. So I wasn't taking photos in the way I would think to take them if I was going to scrapbook. So that's why they're all just like animals. It's either horses or dogs. That was all the things I had pictures of at the time. This is Montana and Preacher, their little boyfriend and girlfriend, and they were looking really cute. This is when I was cleaning stalls, so I just got a picture of them. So that's all this one was. Again, doing a bunch of layers. I used a bunch of stuff. This had to be for the item challenge too, because I got a lot on here. Paper clips, doilies, wood veneer, brad. Yeah, it's a lot. This day, we actually did a cross-country lesson, which was a lot of fun. So we went in one of the pastures and brought some jumps down, and we were jumping creeks and running through the trees, and that was a ton of fun. That was a ton of fun. I envy people who get to do cross-country, like for real, because that's just a whole different feeling when not being in an arena and being able to run and jump and stuff. That was a fun day. Yeah. There's that. And again, just Preacher was being really pretty, so I took a picture and decided to scrapbook it. Look at all of this. Look at all of these tile alphas I used on this page. I did my entire journaling with tile alphas. How did I even have enough to do that? That's impressive. That is impressive. Holy wow. Another jumping lesson on Rosie. We decided to see if we could jump barrels. So we cleared barrels on this one, which I did not think she would be able to do. But I have photo proof that she can clear a barrel, which was 3 feet, I think. So that was exciting. I think that's the highest she's ever jumped, Rosie. I mean, horses can jump way higher than that, but here they really didn't go above 3 feet at this barn. And I don't think Rosie ever had. So her jumping these barrels was a big thing apparently, but that was a lot of fun. And she's kind of, I mean, she's an off the track thoroughbred, and they can in general just be very high strung or spooky. And so I'd call her a Fruit Loop whenever she was kind of being a wimp about something or spooking at something silly. And so I kind of titled this "Don't Be a Fruit Loop" because I remember this day I was like, oh, she's gonna spook at these barrels and I'm gonna fall off or something. And she actually did really good. We jumped the barrels and she was being brave. We were garage selling this day, me and my mom. And thanks, Deborah. My life revolves around animals, which is why I only want to have Billy at home. Because I feel like if I had a bunch of animals, I would just not have any time to do anything else. So outside of my home, I'm always with animals. So when I'm in my home, I just want Billy. And that's it. That way I have time to scrapbook and read and do whatever else. Sorry, I had to take a drink. We were garage selling, me and my mom. And this guy was just walking on the side of the road picking up trash in a Superman outfit. So I decided to scrapbook that for some reason, but I do like seeing, you know, just gives you faith in humanity. And I thought it was just funny that he was dressed as a hero picking up trash because, you know. And then me and my mom went to Decatur Book Festival and I got a couple books. So this is just a photo I took when we were there. And then this is my signed copy of this book that I picked up while I was there. So I just wanted to scrapbook that. Love this cute little flare. It says books. Cute. Again, doing the whole frame thing. I loved using frames. I don't do that anymore. I need to use frames more. Your dog's sitting right now. Oh, that's so sad. They always like go close together too, so you can't even like, you know, heal before the next one. That's what I'm worried about because all of our cats, they live with my sister now. But they're all the same age, so they're all gonna get old together. So I'm just kind of worried about that because that's gonna be hard when they all really get to that age at the same time. This was Marietta Art Festival. They have a whole street where they do chalk art. So all of this artwork is done in chalk. So that I just wanted to record that. And then one of my friends went to, I think it was Dragon Con or something like that. But this actress was there, so she signed a poster for our animal hospital. So it was hanging up in our lobby, but I just wanted to record that because I thought that was really cute. And then last but not least, another Rosie layout. This was one, this is a page when I fell off. I think this is one of our jumping lessons, and I think she refused to jump, and I wasn't sitting properly or something, and I just flew right over the jump off of the saddle. And I actually landed, it was totally unintentional. It looked like I did it on purpose, but I landed in the perfect way to roll. And so I was able to, she basically refused the jump and I flew over her head somersaulting. And then when I hit the ground, I still had that forward momentum. So I rolled and ended up on my feet again. So you can see my whole side is muddy from where I rolled, but it looked super cool when I did it. And everyone there was impressed and it was totally unintentional. But I definitely wanted to record that because, you know, you're gonna fall off a horse if you're into jumping. You just are. Same with barrel racing. I didn't fall off for the longest time and no one likes falling off, but it'll happen eventually if you ride horses for long enough. So there's that book. Oh my gosh, guys, book number 3. This one's smaller though. This one's like half the size of that first one, if not a third. They're not all giant. We're gonna keep going though. I don't know if we're gonna get to all 6, but I'm just gonna keep going. You guys can always watch this in pieces too if you have stuff to do, because it'll be on my page after I'm done, and you can always come back and watch it if this gets too long. This is taking a longer time than I was expecting. This was at a horse show, and this is the horse I did mounted shooting on and barrel racing, but this is Silver. I love him. He's my love. He was like my best friend, and we shared a brain, and we were very bonded. And this guy who owned this horse, who left the barn I was riding at, brought him to the show, so I got to see him. So I had to get a picture of him because I love him. He was my boy. And so I had to record that I got to see him. And then this, oh look, hey, who wanted to see pictures of Billy meeting me again? This is screenshots from the video that I was taken of when I went to go pick up Billy. When he got fired and I adopted him. So he dragged this lady down this hill, and then he's just a blur because he was moving so fast, dancing around. But this is when I first got to get him again, when I picked him up to take him home. Oh, he was so happy. I was so happy. I was crying. Such a sweet moment. And then this is when I got him home and he's so happy. Look at his face. Oh, I love that. I forgot I took screenshots of that video, so there actually are pictures. Cute. And now all these, now the rest of this book is probably pictures of Billy. My My sister was snuggling him because she was happy to have him back home again. This is when I brought him to work with me because I didn't want to leave him home. I still wanted to bring him everywhere. So he came to work with me, and then he just had to hang out in one of the kennels while I worked, but he came with me every day, which was nice because when we needed blood donations, he was there and he could donate blood. But yeah, me creeping on Billy. All of these pages are gonna be pictures of Billy now that I have him back. Cute. And then this is when we went to Kennesaw Mountain, so I had a couple photos of us hiking. This is when this is another one I fell off. This is falling off a separate time. This is one where Rosie jumped over the jump and she landed wrong on the backside of the jump, and the horse, not me, the horse somersaulted on top of me. So this horse basically fell down on her head and rolled and on top of me, and then that was the result. So I sprained my wrist, my whole arm or my whole hand was swollen up like a balloon. And then one leg had this huge bruise across the whole back of it, and then the other leg had a scraped knee and a bruise. So I had to record that because that was pretty impressive. Yeah, that was probably my worst fall to date. And the girls who were in that lesson with me, I think were in more shock because I'm sure it looked very scary because like literally Rosie did the whole somersault thing, and bless her heart, Rosie did her absolute best. I mean, honestly, she could have killed me. Like, I'm not even joking. I could have died this day. But she did her very best as she was falling to fall away from me. And so I'm glad this was the extent of what it was because it could have been really, really bad. But yeah, I love the mixed title, and I used a little name tag. It says, "Hello, my name is," and I wrote bruised. I'm sure I thought that was like really funny when I did it. Yeah, so that's this page. And then Billy found a little spider and kept playing with it until he killed it. And then this is him being really sad because he smushed his spider friend. So there's that page. This is when I got Billy his own name tag, and this was very symbolic to me because the back of this has my name, my address, my number. Like, this is when Billy, like, he is mine. Because prior to this, he was just the dog I was training for the Guide Dog Foundation. He wasn't actually my dog. So this was very important to me that he belonged to me now. So that's what that page is about. And then this is just another photo of Papoose, and she's kind of backlit with the sun, and it just looks really pretty. So that's what this was. And this is, oh, this is fun, this page with this yellow and this aqua. Asked him if he wanted to go to the dog park, I think, and so he ran down to my car and then looked back and was like, "Hurry up, Mom." So I thought that was really cute, so I just got that. And then this, that TV show on Animal Planet, there's a TV show called Too Cute, and it's where they basically follow a litter of puppies or kittens through, you know, being born and growing and learning initially. And they had an episode that was about the Guide Dog Foundation for the Blind, like the actual company that Billy was a part of. So I took a picture of the TV show and one of the puppies with Billy in front of it in like a little screen cap of the opening screen because I thought that was so cool that there's an episode that covered that. So I wanted to make sure I noted that too. Let's see here. Another hiking page. I like these more neutral pages. That's really cool. I want to do a more neutral page soon because the pages that are more neutral I've really been enjoying looking back on. This is for Halloween. I bought Billy a dog lion wig. So he was a lion for Halloween. So I just have a picture of that. And then this was Halloween at work. So Billy was a lion and Hooch was a witch. And I don't know, she was Superwoman, I think. Macy has a little dress on with a pumpkin, and then I was wearing this little mask, but I thought that was really cute, so I wanted to record it. And this little Frankenstein was actually one of those rings that come on cupcakes. So one of our clients bought us some Halloween cupcakes, and so I saved this little Frankenstein ring and just cut the ring off of the back to use as embellishment for this page, because like, how perfect is that? So that's what that is. And I painted these doilies black with acrylic paint, I think. How did you get involved with training Billy for the foundation? So the University of Georgia, it has nothing to do with the school, but there is a Guide Dog Foundation headquarters. Well, the headquarters is in New York, but there is a group based in Athens. And because there's so many college students who don't have dogs with them, it just worked out really well where all the college students wanted to do this program. So basically I was on campus and saw someone else saw a bunch of people with their guide dog puppies and asked them how they got into it. And they're like, oh, well, there's this meeting you can go to during this time. You got to get put on a waiting list. But basically I saw other students doing it, so I got into doing it. And it worked out really well, because obviously like college students can't have dogs in their apartments most of the time, but the guide dogs were allowed. So they got a dog, but at the same time, the dog got all the experience of riding buses, going to all these different classes. And because with students, there's like, you go to this place for an hour, then you walk and you go to this place for an hour. It was a lot. It was like the best case scenario for a puppy to be desensitized and to go to a bunch of different places. So it kind of was just this serendipitous arrangement that we had between the UGA students and the Guide Dog Foundation program that was in the same city. So yeah, that's pretty much how I got into it. Yeah, it's awesome. And I think the Athens group became even larger than headquarters because it worked out so well. But yeah, it got to the point, like my first year at UGA, there were like 10 dogs maybe across campus. And then the next year there were probably like 50 dogs on campus. And then by the time I made it through the waiting list to get a dog, there were hundreds of dogs on campus. Like almost every classroom probably had at least one guide dog in it. So I don't know how much the school ended up liking it, because it grew into a bigger thing than they probably initially thought it would be. But I think everyone else liked having dogs around. So I don't know. This is when Billy came to Home Depot with me. Any place that allows dogs, I tried to bring Billy, because I could tell that he really missed not being able to go everywhere with me like he used to be able to do. So one of my friends gave me this little doggy backpack, which he loved because it reminded him of his coat. And I think he thought when he was wearing his backpack that he was like working. And so it kind of put him into the working space and kind of made him feel more important. So he loved wearing his backpack. So whenever we'd go somewhere, I'd put it on him so that he could kind of feel like he used to, like he has a job. But yeah, that's all that is. This is, sorry, another graphic warning. Sorry guys, if you're squeamish. This was at work. This is just me doing a dog dental, and then this is a mass I got to dissect, so it's super gross. But people in this field, I don't know if it's just a vet tech thing or if other fields are like this too, the gross stuff is like fun to us. So I just wanted to record it because that was fun for me. But yeah, there's that page. This is Billy at the tennis court playing with the tennis ball. This was really sweet. This was when I think I was at a tennis match watching my mom, and this older couple came up and sat next to us and asked to pet Billy. And Billy was just so sweet with them, because sometimes I worry about him because he's so high energy. He just loves everybody, but it's too much for some people, especially like really elderly people or really young people. I don't want him to hurt them. But he just like knew to be gentle, and this was just a really sweet moment. So I got a picture to Scrapbook just so I thought that was so sweet, because Billy was so quiet and calm with them and just let them pet him as long as they wanted to. So I wanted to make sure I got that recorded. Slow motion of dogs on an airplane right about the time. Yeah. That's funny. I saw that one video where there's like 0 Gs and the dog like floats up in the cockpit with his owner. It was really funny. This was a boxing match that we got VIP tickets to, which was a lot of fun. This is actually the ticket I included on the page, but we got to sit, like, this was where our dinner table was, right here behind the judges. So it was a guns versus hoses match, which is basically policemen versus firefighters. So that was a lot of fun. I did this really cool technique. I did a bunch of acrylic paint on a background, and then I had already fussy cut a bunch of these circles from this page, which was, I forgot what the design was, but I'd already fussy cut out all these circles to use the circles on a different page. So I flipped the paper to the back side so it was just white and layered it on top of this cool background to do my design for that. So that was kind of different and new, but that's that page. My brother was home from school and they have a little bromance going, so I just took a picture of my brother and him in the rocking chair. And then my older half brother came to visit us with his nephew Luke and his daughter Jane, and so we went to the Georgia Aquarium, and so this is just a picture from there. We were in the touch tank. I could stay, it doesn't matter how old I get, I could stay at these touch tanks forever and just pet these fish all day. They had some stingrays and sharks in this one, and then they had another one that was like anemones and starfish and stuff. And then again, my nephew and my niece, they're just being really sweet with the animals. Billy appointed himself as Jane's babysitter. So you can see her here, he's just laying across her lap, and then here he's letting Jane hug her. And then here, my cat apparently decided to let her hug her, which Gracie doesn't really, probably is not very happy in this photo, but she let her do it. So I thought that was cute. I just wanted to record that as well. Then this was, again, we were hiking Kennesaw Mountain, and Billy walked right next to Jane the whole time, so she kind of got to hold his leash the whole way up. But I thought that was really sweet, so I wanted to record that. Game day. We're definitely getting back to where I was first starting scrapbooking. These are really older styles for me. Here I pretty much did some paint. I layered it with black and vellum. I did some ribbon down the side with my title and a little bit of washi, and that was pretty much the extent of my design. Here it looks like I did a pocket card and a doily with a tag with some gold embellishment. This is when we were decorating the Christmas tree, and I wrapped Billy up in a string of lights. So I thought that was funny. Again, some work photos. So here's me with a pig, and me with a parrot, me with a bunny, and me with a guinea pig. So I just wanted to do a whole little conjumble of pages with some of the animals we worked with. This bird's name is Grumpy, and she is a butthole, but she came in all the time to have her nails done, so we got kind of used to each other. So it's that one, and then this photo of my sister in her dance class. She was just so pretty, so I had to take a photo, and I wanted to record that. I used this crackle paste in this background here, and that was a lot of fun. I love this crackle mixed media paste, so that was really cool. I knitted this scarf for Billy. I don't know why I decided to do that, but I knitted this scarf myself, so I wanted to record that. And I thought it was kind of cool because this one paper here has all the calendars, and so I actually marked the date on the calendar using this little embellishment piece. So I thought that was kind of a cool way to note the date. And then this is a bunch of girls from work. We decided to all go out together, so we went to a local, it's called Cowboys. It's not there anymore, but it's like a Western dance hall. So it's kind of like a tame version of a club. There's like a bull you could ride inside and stuff, like a mechanical bull, which I did not do, but it was a lot of fun just to get out with them. It was a fun night. Billy was snuggling with my mom when she was trying to read, so I thought that was really sweet. This is another boxing match we got to go to, so I just included the ticket, and my sister took this picture of me, which I thought was a really good picture, if I don't say so myself. I thought it looked really cute. But yeah, I just kind of got a photo of that. This is Rosie, and I just thought this photo was adorable of her little eyeball, so I just, very simple. These pages aren't too intricate because this is before I really could layer or cluster, and I didn't have a lot of embellishment to work with. So this is pretty much just some tissue paper, a little bit of vellum, a doily. I just used thickers and some silvery glitter enamel dots. That's pretty much it. This is my friend's bridal shower, so pretty simple. I pretty much just fussy cut a bunch of things from this collection and use those as my embellishment. This was at Big Shanty Festival. My job had a tent there. So we just took a couple photos of us working our booth, and then we got to take breaks, or we got to go around and kind of shop at the tents. And there was a bird show. So me and Billy went to the bird show, and he was very interested in all of the birds. So I loved that too. Oh, he's so cute. And then this is me and my sister. My sister started working at my animal hospital as a kennel person, so we got to go to work together. So we're both in our little scrubs, and we looked super cute. So we just got a little photo of the two of us and KK photo bombing, which I thought was really cute, but I think that's fun. This was Easter, so just a couple photos of Easter. This is my friend's bachelorette party. We went to a club in downtown Ackworth called Havana, which is a lot of fun. But they had some go-go dancers, as you could see, so we posed with one of the go-go dancers. This photo got removed from Facebook because it was not considered appropriate, but she's not in, she's in dance wear, even though it looks, like underwear. Hopefully this video won't get taken down. This is one of my first double pages where I kind of really made it a whole page. I guess that's not true. We've had a couple double pages, but this is one where I definitely wanted to stretch my layers across both pages to make it. So yeah, that's pretty much all. Not pretty simple, but this is another situation where a couple wanted to hang out with Billy at the top, so did that. And this was, I used to do personal training with my mom, and this is my trainer. His name is Mark. He's awesome. And he would ask us, he noticed me and my mom accidentally kept wearing the same color together. Like we'd both get dressed separately, and we'd both come out and we'd both be wearing pink or, purple or whatever, red. So he noticed that and started and thought we were matching our shirts on purpose. So then he started asking us what colors we were going to wear so he could match us too, which I thought was really sweet. So we started actually planning on purpose what color shirts we were wearing, and then he would wear a shirt to match us, which I thought was really sweet. So today our color was blue, and we were being funny. I was doing the leg press, and I was doing more weight than our trainer weighed. So he thought it would be funny for him to jump on, and instead of using weights, actually lift him, which I was able to do because I got strong legs from horseback riding. So my mom took a couple of pictures of me leg pressing him up on the machine. So I wanted to record that. And then again, another photo of me and Rosie. This is the last time I rode her. I don't know. Oh, the barn ended up getting bought by somebody else, and my trainer was going somewhere else. A lot of these horses were getting sold. So I stopped riding here. And so this was my last ride on Rosie. So I wanted to record that. She's so pretty. Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet, but another hiking at Kennesaw Mountain. So we hiked Kennesaw Mountain, and then we stopped at Lake Ackworth on the way home so Billy could go swimming for the first time. So I took a bunch of little photos of Billy in the lake, which was funny because he just very awkward swimming because he's never done it before. So it was kind of just weird. But yeah, we played fetch, and he was rolling in the sand, which was a terrible idea because it took me forever to get the sand out of his fur. But yeah, there's that one. I used a 6x6 paper pad cut apart sheet, so all these embellishment kind of came out of that. And then this was my friend's, this was a different friend's bachelorette party. And we went to a drag show. This was her maid of honor, which is her guy best friend apparently. And he set up the whole afternoon. So yeah, That was where we started our night. And then I guess that was the only picture I took that night. But yeah, that's what that page was about. And then again, me and Billy at Kennesaw Mountain. This is when my sister graduated from high school. This was that friend's wedding, and the reception. I got very red and sweaty from the dancing, but that was a lot of fun. Another recital from my sister, and then her dance company, I forget where it was, what the dance place was called, but if you guys know the TV show So You Think You Can Dance, Zach was the runner-up finalist one season, and so we voted for him every week because he actually went to her dance studio. So I wanted to make sure I recorded that because I thought that was really cool. You always kind of see those reality TV shows, and it was cool kind of actually knowing somebody because Becca danced with him. I obviously didn't know him, but she did. So I thought that was kind of cool just seeing someone from your town be represented. And he made it all the way to the end. He made it to the final episode, and he was the runner-up guy. So I thought that was really cool. So I wanted to note that. Billy and his 3rd birthday. He's so funny. Just took a couple photos. I got him an edible card that was made out of rawhide. So that's what he's doing here. He looks so cute. 3rd birthday, and this was our final session. So Mark ended up going to a different gym, so we ended up having a different trainer after this, but this is our last session with him. And the only color he never would wear was pink. And so whenever he asked about what color, we would be like, pink, and he's like, no pink, any other color. And so for the final session, he was like, okay, guys, what color do you want to wear for the final session? It can be any color. And me and my mom were both like, pink, we're wearing pink. So he literally had to go buy a shirt for this last session because he didn't own any pink shirts so he could match us. So I just thought that was really sweet. Both wearing hot pink. He actually gave me that shirt after this because he was never going to wear it again. So, and it was big enough that it's just a sleep shirt of mine now. But I thought that was really sweet that he did that for us. And then this was when we flew to, my mom's family is all from Minnesota. So we used to visit them every year. We haven't done it every year recently, but this was for that. So I have a bunch of pictures of some scenery from when we went to Minnesota. We went to this really cool little town that's like an Amish town called Lanesboro. And so we kind of got a bunch of different Amish stuff from them. And we got to see one of the horses in their little buggy, which I thought was cool. So that was fun. And then this is one of my aunt's house. This is their cat named Pumpkin. And they live right near the Cannon River, so we'd always walk to the river, and there's a brewery winery right there, so we would always kind of get to have nice scenery and a bottle of wine. We went to the Mall of America here, so you can kind of see they have these massive Lego statues, and we played mini golf. So I have our little mini golf score sheet. This was at the Minnesota Zoo. I used to do this a lot too, where if I had a map from an attraction, I would use that as a scrapbook page as well. So this page is just pretty much the map. And then I did this fun little butterfly thing with rhinestones. That's cute. And then you can just see a bunch of little pictures of all the big cats that we got to see. And this one came right up. We couldn't take the photo fast enough, but this jaguar came right up to the window behind me for one of the photos, and we couldn't take it fast enough. So this is the best one I have. That one's just about the big cats. And then there's a butterfly garden in the Minnesota Zoo. So I always try to get a couple pictures of butterflies. The bears, which always get really close to the window. And again, the touch tank. I love touch tanks. I could be there forever trying to pet animals, but there's a shark in there that I'm petting. And this giant beetle that we got to see. There is a specialty attraction that kind of isn't always there, but it was here when we visited, and they had like a whole section of massive bugs. And one of them was this like huge beetle. So I got a picture of that too. And then this was, we always kind of have a get together while we're visiting since we're not up there that often. So this is a couple of my smaller cousins. And my favorite place to visit is my godparents, which is an aunt and an uncle. They live on a farm. So we just got to do a lot of fun stuff out there. So we got to just shoot some guns out in the front yard one day when we were visiting. And then we got to do some fun, I forget, tubing on a local lake near one of my cousin's homes. So that's what that is. But yeah, this is definitely an older style scrapbooking for me. I fussy cut these chevrons to run around the page. It's all very flat. I don't have a whole lot of embellishment. All I have other than paper are these little green enamel dots. Everything else I fussy cut from the paper pad for embellishment because that's pretty much all I had to work with. But that is book 3. Holy moly. So the next 2 books are the ones that have an X in them, so I don't really want to flip through those. So those are where I started scrapbooking. So now we're going to skip 2 books to the next book, which will be my older style. I don't know which page this banner came off of, but it's not being put back on. But it'll be my oldest style going back up till now. So I'm going to try and get through a couple more books, and then I'll save the last 6 for another time. But these are smaller. I fill my books up way more now than I did then, because look how skinny this book is compared to that first one. All right. So this is really one of the oldest type of styles that I did. I thought this one was so inventive when I first did it. I look at it now and it's so like, I don't know, bare. But I actually took a stamp and I stamped little paw prints. I used some acetate, which is the first time I used acetate. This is the first time I think I really got to use enamel dots. I thought it was so cool that I had some wood veneer to use and some puffy stickers, because up until this point I really just used flat stickers. So this is the first time I really got to use kind of newer scrapbooking supplies that I wasn't used to having access to. So I really was proud of this page, even though it is very simple. This is my mom's cat, Russell, who I guess is my sister's now because she left him with my sister since he wanted to stay in that house with her cats. But yeah, pretty simple page. This is Tate. So this kitten, we were garage sailing, me and my mom, and this kitten was running over all of the stuff at this one house, and they were like, it's a stray kitten, we don't know who he belongs to, he's just been running around between all of our houses and no one knows who he belongs to, can you please take him? So I actually took this kitten to work, and we adopted him out, and he got a home right away. He was so sweet, but he was like a mini Russell. So this is Tate. We named him Tater Tot, Tate for short, and Russell was like obsessed with him. He would not leave this kitten alone. But I thought that was really sweet. So I used to do a lot more journaling too, I'm noticing. I did way more journaling, but you can see my style here is very much like my photos are not touching, they're double matted. Everything's kind of more square and nothing's really clustered or layered. That was more my older style before I really started experimenting with layering and embellishment clusters and mixing textures. So that was very much more what I did. This one, again, I thought was super inventive because I popped this photo up on some foam. I actually used my Starbucks little stick that, you know, keeps it warm. And then I used some printed acetate, which I thought was pretty cool. So I loved, this is my favorite Starbucks cup they have ever had, was this fall cup with the leaves. So I was trying to just go off of that color scheme for this page, but I thought that was pretty cool. I really liked that I got to actually use ephemera from the cup on the page. This was Helen, Georgia. I think this is the first time I visited Helen, Georgia that I could remember. Me and my mom came, and so we ate at the Cafe International, had some really good beer, some really good sausage. Our family is German, so we're familiar, like, we don't eat like a lot of authentic German food, but we always have something kind of sour, like sauerkraut, pickles, green olives in our meals. So it was fun to kind of have authentic German food because we always kind of consider ourselves German. My mom's side's German, my dad's side's English. So I really like when we got to have some more authentic German food because I felt like I was getting back to my roots, even though that's not really a thing, because we never really got to have those meals. But here's just a bunch of different photos from Helen, Georgia. We had a candle maker. We had some public artists who were like living statues. We went to a chocolate place. I took a picture of some of the horse and buggies. This is that same mill and river that I literally just scrapbooked with Marcus. So this is this visit, which was 2015. So, you know, 6 years later, I have photos here with our engagement ring. Family, I love this photo because my mom, Kevin, like my Becca, Kevin, my mom, Thomas, and Billy and Gracie are like all piled on this couch. So I took a picture. I just wanted to record that. I thought it was sweet. And then I never had a car accident ticket, and I went through something during this month where everything car related happened to me. I got in my first accident, I got my first ticket, which I actually kept. So I have my ticket actually tucked into a pocket behind this page, my first ticket ever. My first flat tire and my first rental that I ever had to get while my car was being fixed. But yeah, I kind of thought this was a fancy page for me because they used this matte background and this washi I felt like looked like tire tread. So I thought it was very like, you know, on theme for this page. So that's kind of, again, another older style for me. Things aren't really clustered. There's not really embellishment. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay, Harmony. It'll go live. It'll stay on my channel, so you can always watch it later. I'm glad you made it, though. I still have 2 more books to go through after this one. There's a lot. I've been going through a lot. But yeah, there's still a ton for you to watch, so don't feel bad. This is when my mom was doing some. My mom's been a religion teacher for probably over 20 years now, but the adult education asked her to give a couple lessons to the adults at our church. So she did a really, really good job with her lessons. So I just took a picture of her during one of them and wanted to record that. And then I was proud of her and she did really good. This is at work. Billy got to play with one of my coworkers' dogs and I thought that was really cute. So I wanted to record that. This is another thing. I used cardstock a lot as my background when I first started, and now I pretty much exclusively use pattern paper, but I'm noticing this too as I'm flipping through my older pages that I used colored cardstock instead of pattern papers a lot more than I do now. And this is all 6x6 paper here. So this was at Ella J's Apple Festival. That was a lot of fun. That's the first time we had Euros. Or that's the first time I had a Euro. So I was like, ooh, trying Greek food. I always wanted to try a bunch of different kinds of food. So whenever I get to try something different, I'm all down, which is a food truck Euro. So I know it's not the same as like, you know, an authentic one, but it was still really good. So just wanted to note that. And then again, the same kind of style we saw earlier. I love doing this with scraps and when I have a lot of photos. But I have the packaging from a couple of the apples that we got, some moonshine we got, some pumpkin fudge, even a business card. I loved doing this a lot when I was older scrapbooking stuff. I loved incorporating ephemera from the time. I don't do that as often anymore, but I love that. I love that I included the actual packaging of stuff that we bought here. And even this is our receipt to get our food, and I included it on the page. Like, I think that's just so cool that I have like the authentic, you know, receipts from the moment that I have scrapbooked as well. And then this is back at home. We just went on a walk to the lake. I thought that was a pretty photo. And then my mom owns a daycare center and they do trunk or treat every year. So I brought Billy down in his little lion costume. So you're stuck on your car page. Oh, it's still stuck. Oh, it is stuck. Okay, what happened was my phone said there's 20% battery and it froze. But hopefully it will refresh now. And hopefully when we watch back, it won't freeze. Hopefully when we watch back, it'll continue how it was supposed to go. Sorry about that. My phone had full battery when I started this. So that's how long we've been doing this. Is it better now? Is it still frozen? Mine is not frozen anymore. Is everyone else good? I have to keep an eye on my phone. Hopefully it won't die. How much battery's on this phone? I might switch my charging cable. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna try and plug up my phone I'm recording on before it dies in the middle of this, because that would be unfortunate. Hang on a second. Okay, we're good. All right, everyone's good. I think if you play it back, if you really want to see all those pages, okay, you didn't miss too much, but hopefully if you play it back, it won't frozen. But hopefully now that my phone's plugged in, it won't freeze again. Okay, thank you for letting me know, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, trunk or treat, Billy with a lion costume. All the kids loved it. Loved seeing him in his lion costume. One of my friends started working for Roden and Field, so I have a couple photos from her little party she threw for us. And then another Halloween layout. I use this crochet doily I got from somewhere, and a bunch of square punches for this design, and that was pretty much it. So this was a really simple page, but I remember this one I thought was really fancy. Like layering and design-wise, I was really proud of this page. I used a little baggie that the freebies came in. I know, but the lion costume is so perfect for Billy. Like, it really looks like, some people actually think he was groomed to look like that. And I'm like, no, his hair doesn't really look like that. It's just a wig. He hates it though, because it goes over his ears. So he doesn't like his ears being covered. And then it just gets hot under there. So he doesn't like wearing the lion wig, but he does look so cute in it. It's so funny. Okay, sorry, I need to take another drink. But yeah. And then, oh, look at them being so cute. So Gracie and Russell were snuggling, and then Billy and Kevin were snuggling. This, oh my gosh. Look how much journaling is on this page, you guys. Holy cow. This was one of the cranky patients at work, and for some reason, I always end up having to do the bad cats. I don't know why, but this is just my life sometimes. I always end up having to deal with the bad cats, so I just decided to kind of record that. A lot of people are like, oh, you're a vet tech, you get to play with, you know, kittens and puppies all day, and like, that is not what it is. Like, you maybe get a puppy a week, maybe, but a lot of the times, it's a lot of animals who want to murder you, or things that are sick, or things that are hurt, and people just don't get that time. They think I have a really easy job. It's really not an easy job. So I just wanted to record this aspect of it. Cranky cat. Then this is me and my princess Gracie. I love her. I love my cat. I don't know, we just took a couple pictures and I just decided to scrapbook them apparently. And then this is when I moved out of my mom's house into a house with one of my coworkers. So I actually felt like a real adult then, renting with a roommate and not living from home. And this is her cat, Sheldon. And he had to come into the bathroom with me. You could not lock this cat out of the bathroom or he would get really mad at you. So literally whenever I had to go to the bathroom or take a shower, he followed me in there. And he would sit in the sink while I did my business. And this is what I looked at. So I just wanted to record that because I thought that was really funny. Thanksgiving. Oh, this food looks so good. This, I don't know what was going on here, but my mom looks like she's gonna stab my brother with her fork. But yeah, just recording Christmas. And while we were all home, because my brother was home from school, we got some family photos, which are just kind of fun in our backyard. You want to go to college to be a vet? Wonder if you should tell them that. Hey, I don't know if you were here early in the beginning, but like, I do not regret not going to vet school. I always thought I would until I graduated undergrad, and then I was like, yeah, about that. But hey, the biggest thing people who go into being a vet make the mistake of is they want to be a vet because they don't like people. And that's the biggest thing. I know so many friends who went through vet school because they wanted to do something with animals because they weren't people person. They didn't want to deal with people. But they don't get is like, you still have to be a people person because you're dealing with the clients. Like, you're dealing with the clients as much as you're dealing with the animals. So that's the biggest thing. It's like, if you're doing it to not have to deal with people, then reevaluate. But like, my boss is like the biggest people person, and that's why we do so well, because he's everyone's best friend. He's such a people person. Because that's initially, I mean, I won't lie, that's why I went into it. I wanted something to do with animals and not people, and that's not how it works. But yeah, good luck to him. They're UGA expanded, so they actually have more vet spots available, but it is still a super, super competitive field, for sure. This is, again, another Thanksgiving page, but this is at my dad's parents, my grandparents. That's granddad and his cat, which I thought was really sweet. Again, this is, my sister borrowed Billy to take him on a hike to this Arabia mountain, and it was so cool. She sent me so many cool pictures of this like rock and this lake, and I've meant to go here to hike, and I haven't been yet. But she took these pictures for me of them, and I thought that was really sweet. This is my grandparents' 60th anniversary that I decided to scrapbook. So that's my Nana and granddad. So they're the English side. They're from England. And then one of our neighbors here invited us to his church for this musical that they were throwing. So that was a lot of fun. Very talented people. I mean, these people could have thrown like a for real concert. But they just threw it, for free for the church. So that was really cool. And all of this is washi. This music paper is like rows and rows and rows of washi that I did. And this is the brochure that they gave us, and you can actually open it. Like, I included the whole thing. If I ever felt like opening it to see who was singing and the songs, I could if I wanted to, which I love doing. People are overrated, 100%. You guys are fine, but like anything other than that, I want to stay in my house and read and scrapbook and not have any human interaction. That's how I feel. That's why I've never gone to any crops, because in my local scrapbooking store, before they closed, they threw hops. They always invited me. I always felt bad for not going, but I have such bad like social anxiety, and like it surprises me that I'm even okay doing these kind of like lives, but this feels safe to me because I don't actually see you guys and I'm actually home alone, but yeah, I don't like it. I like to be by myself. So I like scrapbooking and reading. This was work Christmas party. I love these coworkers. We're like a family. We're a dysfunctional family. That's what I would describe us as. But you can see all of our group shot with everybody. That's our boss. That's Dr. Beck. A couple of our receptionists, some techs, another doctor. We had a lot of fun. We went to Top Golf for this Christmas party, and that was a lot of fun. Christmas at my mom's house, setting up the tree. I always get a picture of Billy in front of the tree. I love that. And then Christmas morning, it looks like Billy and Kevin got some bones, and KK in the background's licking her nose. It's cute. This is Christmas at my grandparents', and then New Year's Eve. Billy was my New Year's Eve kiss because I was single still. Someone at work brought us some cupcakes, so I kept this little New Year Eve or Happy New Year cupcake topper to use as embellishment. So that's where that came from. Yeah, that was cute. And then my mom and I went to a new Star Wars movie, so I included the ticket. And I don't know where all these Star Wars stickers came from, but I'm never going to use these Star Wars stickers, so I might as well use them all on this page about when we went to see the movie. So that's that page. And then I had to take the cats to the vet, and I don't know where the carrier was, but they were loose in the car, and Russell peed in my back seat on the cloth seat. Oh my gosh. My car smelled so bad for weeks until I could get it out. But this was a terrible decision. Yeah. They did really good at the vet, but Russell was all over the place in the car while I was driving, which is totally not safe. And then he ended up peeing in my car, and I was like, oh, never again. Never again. And then this is funny. My brother was home from school and for winter break, and we do this thing with Billy. If you lay down and cover yourself with a blanket and then you start screaming for him, like, save me, like Billy will like pounce on you and pull the blanket off like until he can see your face, like trying to save you. And my brother did that with him. So I have a bunch of screenshots of that kind of whole process, but it was a lot of fun. It was really funny because you can see Billy ends up pulling the blanket off of him, and then my brother flipped it over and covered Billy in it. And then Billy had to find a way to get out, but it was really cute. In this last frame, Kevin jumped between them because Kevin gets really jealous if we're playing with one of the other animals. So I thought that was very appropriate that he stuck in his head at the last minute to try and steal some of the attention. But yep. And then this was when it snowed. I mean, I'm in Georgia. It doesn't snow all that often. We got snow one time this past winter and it didn't even stick, at least where I live. I know it's kind of different the more north or south you get. But this year we had a good snow and Billy looked so handsome in his little bandana in our backyard. So I wanted this to be a big blown up picture for this page. And then my mom got me this really cool corrugated metal bee for me to scrapbook with. So I saved it for a Billy page. So that I could scrapbook with it, but I thought that's kind of a very simple but very pretty page with the big photo. And this was, you guys know Inky Quill. I love Inky Quill. This was her very first scrap stream she ever did, and I was up all night watching her. I had so much fun. I was planning this for over a week because this is when I was living at in the house with my friend that we were renting, and I didn't have a scrap space or anything. I went and I scrapbooked at my mom's house. But for this scrap stream weekend, I brought a card table from my mom's house. I lugged all my supplies from my mom's house. I stole her cutting board and scissors and glue, and I set it up in front of the TV in my little room and had a scrapbook weekend. I have a glass of wine here, a candle, and this was so much fun. And you can see I took a screenshot of a couple of the screens with Adele where my comment was showing, because I thought it was just so cool doing this live thing and being able to interact with with her, because I love Adele. I haven't watched her in a while, actually. I should check in on her and watch some of her shows, but this is kind of what her title or thing looks like. So I tried to copy it best I could, but I really wanted to record that because that was so cool. And then another hike at Kennesaw Mountain with my mom and Billy. Some more photos. This is another thing I thought was really cool, was doing this zigzag technique with the paper. I don't know why I decided to do that, but I thought that was very fancy of me when I did do it. Valentine's Day. Billy and a little sweetheart candy. He's so cute. My sister's birthday, we went to Hibachi, which is always a treat for us, so I wanted to record that. And then Easter, I did this mixed media that I thought was super cool at the time. Very simple page though. So this is more, again, my older style. And then some more. My brother always tries to dye the ugliest egg, and somehow he tries to make the ugliest color possible, and somehow his egg always turns out being really pretty. And so my mom was literally just saying how his egg was a thing of beauty, and she dropped it and it broke. So we had to cook with it pretty soon after that, but we thought it was so funny that we were just like saying how pretty this egg was, and then we dropped it and broke it. So that's kind of where that came from. And again, all these bunnies were ring toppers, and the Happy Easter actually from work cupcakes. so I saved those for embellishment. This was the first time I ever voted, so I wanted to make sure I record that, which I thought was very important. And then this was at work. We had someone bring in some golden retriever puppies, which are my absolute weakness, and so I had to get some photos with them because they were just way too cute. So yeah, there's that. And then this is when I bought my house. Okay, where is the date? March 31st, 2016. So I've been in this house for 5 years. That means I've been scrapbooking for 6 years, whoever asked that question. So I started scrapbooking a year before I moved into this house. But yeah, this was move-in day. So I got my little U-Haul in my house in the background. I was so proud. I love this house. It rained on us the whole time we moved in too. That's okay. And then this is a friend's, what was this? Oh, friend's bridal shower. So this was a couple photos from that. And this coaster is a coaster she had for the bridal shower. So, and this little invitation I wanted to actually include on the page. I always tried to do that, include the actual ephemera. So I'm glad I got both of those on there. And then Billy in our backyard. He finally has a fenced in backyard. He had one at the house we were renting, but it really didn't have grass because there were so many big trees. It kind of was all shaded and it was all just kind of pine straw and dirt. So it was nice to him to have a backyard with grass. But I thought it was so cute. This tree is so big now. It's weird seeing this photo from when I first moved in when that tree was little. But that tree is actually really big now. April. And then, ooh, this is at my Nana and Granddad's house. We did a low country boil, and that was a lot of fun. I never have done that before. I'm not a big crawfish person. I love crab. I'm not a big crawfish person, but that was a lot of fun. So there's that. Fussy cut a bunch of butterflies for this page, it looks like, and used a bunch of washi. But here, like, there's no paper layers. There's hardly any like actual like design. Pretty much just use the butterfly. Ooh, this is really cool. I was thinking about this page not that long ago. So I took my mom for Mother's Day, or maybe it was her birthday. Yeah, it was for Mother's Day. I surprised her with Cirque du Soleil tickets to Curios, which was in Atlanta at this time. And it was very cool because it was very like steampunkish. Like there's a lot of gears and stuff. So I bought a bag of these Tim Holtz gears and did these really cool embellishments with the gears. So I thought that was so cool because I felt like it was very on theme for the type of show that it was. But that was a lot of fun. So that's Curious. And then again, we ended up getting moved up to VIP seating because they didn't fill all the VIP seats. So they actually let us move up after intermission. So we actually got to sit really close for the second half of the show. But again, I loved having these gears to layer up. I thought was so fun. And then I also included our little tickets on here too. But that was a really fun show. That was so cool. I love Cirque du Soleil. I always try to go when it's in town, but we haven't been in a really long time. I don't even know that they've been around since COVID. I doubt they can really travel and do that kind of stuff. And then one of my coworkers has Crohn's disease, so we always do the Crohn's walk whenever it's in town. So we all wore our purple because their ribbon is purple. I even brought Billy and put him in one of my purple shirts. So that was kind of a fun, work activity for a cause that we did. And again, all of us, when we finished the walk, we all had team names, and ours was the Cronies. And then this is when my brother got promoted to second lieutenant. So we have a pictures from his whole little ceremony. He's captain now, you guys. Like, holy cow. He was second lieutenant here, and he's a captain now. That's crazy. This is when he graduated school, and we all got photos. I think I don't know. There I am. Duh. I'm in a photo. I was like, where was I in this photo? But yeah, we all went to support him. That was a lot of fun. And then this was, oh, look, Moira. Look. Moira sent me all this stuff. This was when We had International Scrapbooking Day, and this is the first year I really got to like participate. And this was when I finally had my own scrap room. Look how bare it is now compared to my scrap room tour. It looks empty compared to what it looks like now. But yeah, I wanted to take a photo of the events during International Scrapbooking Day, and then I actually won the 27 items challenge. And so Moira sent me a goodie of a goodie rack of 27 different items in this precious little card that she sent me. And I loved that. I forgot I scrapbooked this, but that was such a big deal to me because I've never won any kind of scrapbooking thing before. And I went all out for those challenges to try and win the 27 item challenge. So I was so excited when I did. And Moira totally spoiled me. She sent me so much cool stuff. And a lot of this stuff is not stuff I'd ever been able to work with before. Like all these little doilies, these inks, like a lot of this epoxy, specialty vellum, rub-ons. Like that's not stuff I've ever really had access to. So she kind of stocked up my embellishment with different kinds of stuff that I was finally able to play with. And actually this little pink doily is actually on this page. I actually used this stuff, some of the stuff to scrapbook this page with. That's fun. My brother's graduation, Billy. This is about how much he loves ice. This is the word apparently for lover of ice. And I got a little ice cube mold that was in the shape of a heart. So I thought it was just also perfect because whenever, we call it the Billy tax. Whenever we have to go to the fridge, Billy hears the door open and expects an ice cube. So we call it the Billy tax whenever we have to go into the kitchen for something. And we always have to give him an ice cube, you know, for opening the door in front of him. So I just wanted to record that because I thought that was kind of cool. And then this was Mother's Day. We went to the Fernbank Museum, which was really cool. I'd never been there. I love the Tullis Museum. I think the Tullis Museum I like better, but I'd never been to the Fernbank, so I really wanted to go. So me and my mom went for Mother's Day this year and kind of got to see all the cool. They have the dinosaur level. So there's a lot of like fossils and models and stuff. And then they have the nature section. So you got to kind of, they have this whole like twister model and like you could pretend you're a weather person. So this is the green screen and this is what it looks like on the TV. So you can kind of see what the weather people have to do when they're trying to point to stuff that they can't actually see behind them, which is cool, but you can obviously see yourself on the model. So you kind of have to like, it was fun. And then they kind of had a hands-on section where we could do these giant bubbles, which was fun too. And then this is in the middle, they have these giant fossils, which was really cool. And then my friend's wedding. So I have our group shot and then a bunch of little shots around the outside of different things from the wedding. That was a lot of fun. That was another kind of work thing. All of my coworkers were there. This is one of our doctors. So we all kind of showed up for her and that was a ton of fun. It was a beautiful wedding in North Georgia. There's that book. Whew, we have 2 more. Are we gonna do all of these? We're gonna do it. It's okay if you can't stay around for all of them, but I'm gonna do half of the books today and then we'll do the other half another time. But that way all the books are flipped through. So anyone who wants to look at my books has just a massive video where they can see all of them. All right. Oh my gosh. I forget about these pages and this stuff. All right, so this is Memorial Day and my brother was grilling for the first time. So I wanted to record that. And there's this little like Snapchat filter when it put like a mustache and a chef's hat on him that I used on him. I'm sure he's pleased about that. That's funny. And then Billy turned 5, so I have a couple photos of him. Me and my brother, actually my boss had tickets to this Braves game and he ended up not being able to go, so he gave them to me. So me and my brother ended up going. So I have a couple of, have our tickets and then like the brochure and this photo I took from the front of the stadium. This is actually where the Olympics were hosted when they were in Atlanta. So we still have the Olympic rings on the torch over here. So I wanted to take a picture of that. And then a double page I did of a couple of the photos. But we were really close. I mean, we were on the field. We were right by third base. So the tickets were like really, really good, and we ended up winning as well. So that was a really unexpected fun night. All right, this is my Nana and Granddad came to see my new house. So they came and visited, and then we went out to eat. And then Becca and my brother went shooting guns with my dad for Father's Day. I don't know where I was, but I decided to go ahead and scrapbook that too. And then this is when we were flying to Minnesota. So I just did a couple photos of the plane, and I used this little stamp of the United States, and I did a lot of actually stamping on here, which is impressive for me since I don't like stamping, but of doing that. And then this is the first time I decided to try and do pocket pages. I don't do this anymore, but I thought it'd be a fun thing to try because I always saw Mercy Tiara doing pocket pages, and even Adele, because I watched them a lot at this time. So I tried to do some pocket pages in here during this Minnesota trip. So for those of you who like pocket pages, this is my version of them. So I kind of did Minnesota day one, and then us in the car ride. My brother's like passed out in the back seat. I'm sure he loves that picture. An exit of a picture of our exit from the highway, picture of a flower at my grandma's house. So, and then here was at our family reunion. Just pictures from our family reunion. This is when we first discovered Snapchat. So me and my sister were taking these funny Snapchat filters, like photos the whole time. So there's a lot of like funny Snapchat photos on here. And then where we host our family reunion is at our church, or the church in Lewiston, which is where my grandma lives. And it's also where my grandpa's buried. So it's kind of nice because we always get to visit the community center with the church and see him at the same time. And then this is our group picture. So my mom is 1 out of 13 kids. So this is grandma and all of the kids. There's an aunt and an uncle who have passed away, but this is everyone else. And then this is our group shot of everyone who was there, which isn't even the whole family, but this is who was there. So I think I'm right there. So yeah, it's always a big thing when we all get together, because there's always so many of us. And then again, us at church with grandma. We did brunch the next day, so this is where we all kind of got back together to draw out our family reunion and see each other again. So I just have a couple group shots, and then we spent the night at my aunt and uncle's house, and so we were playing apples to apples. And then this is at my godparents' house on the farm. So we always like to do a campfire with s'mores, which is always a fun part of visiting them. And then we always used to play Settlers of Catan. I love this board game. I'm not much of a board game person, but I love that board game. But my cousin Brody, I doubt you're watching this. You're not going to watch a scrapbooking video, but he's very competitive. And if he doesn't win, he cheats to win. And you can't even say I'm lying, Brody, because you know it's true, because he totally was not winning this game, and then the board got knocked over or something like that. Something always happens so that he ends up winning, or the game gets messed up so he can't finish if he's behind. But yeah, love Settlers of Catan. And then another family photo in the front yard. This is another family reunion from a different side of the family. So there's all these aunts and uncles I'd never met before that I didn't even know existed, honestly. But we went, and so I kind of met a whole another side of the family at this other reunion. And then we went rafting with one of my other aunts. And so we kind of, this was a whole exploration thing. We kept stopping to explore different things. Every time we saw a little like cave or something, we'd have my brother get out and check it out. So I thought it was funny. We have all the different challenges that we set for him. Here's some more challenges. He's got this little baby frog. Yeah, that was funny. That was a fun day. I forgot about that. And then this is again at the winery. We always go to this winery when we visit. So I did that. I included actual cork from one of the bottles of wine and the wine list, so that's kind of cool. This was when we were driving from Cannon to Sugarloaf, and this little screenshot of this Doppler, that little pink spot, that's a tornado. This tornado chased us the whole way. The whole way. There was a tornado behind us that we were trying to outrun on our destination. So I wanted to record that for sure, because literally, like, it followed us the whole way driving to our next location. But we made it fine. And then we found all of these letters that my grandpa wrote to my grandma, like way back in the day. So we were going through them, and they were just so precious. They're so sweet. Like, somebody needs to scrapbook these or digitalize them or something so they don't get lost. But my grandma kept all of these letters between her and grandpa, and they are just so sweet. So we looked through those while we were visiting her too. Some more Snapchat filters, Sugarloaf Bluff. We visited the Rose Garden while we were there. I think this is in Rochester, if I'm not mistaken. More roses. My grandma loves roses. My mom does too, but we always wanted to stop here to kind of let her smell them. They're so pretty. And then we visited my great aunt, which is grandma's sister, Marilyn. I always love when we get to visit her too. And then we went to the Minnesota Marine Art Museum, which has one of the actual prints from Washington crossing the Delaware. It has an actual painting. So that was really cool to see in person. I so wish I could have got a picture with it, but obviously it's an art museum, so you're not allowed to take photos. But that was really cool to actually see a piece like that. So there's that, and then another pocket page of us just hanging out at grandma's. We always play Scrabble. My sister didn't come with us this time, so she sent us a picture from home with her and Billy. And then my grandma is a huge, I think it's Twins that she supports, baseball fan, like religiously, so she always has to watch the game. Another group picture with grandma. Another get together with some of the family at another aunt's house, playing with some of the smaller cousins. It's a lot of fun. And then again, we went to the Minnesota Zoo. So some more pictures with bears and big cats. And then again, the butterfly garden. Some of this is repetitive because we like to do some of the same stuff when we visit Minnesota, just because they're such crowd pleasers. And it's always fun no matter how many times you go. So yeah, it was fun doing this in pocket page style though, because you could get so many photos on here. So I did appreciate that part of it, even though I'm not much of a pocket page person. And again, some more animals from the zoo. And then here we're back in Cannon City. So the boys went golfing while the girls went to the winery again. And then they met us at the winery. So a bunch of the guy cousins went out with uncles, and then the girls and the aunts went to the winery. So we kind of met up there. And then this is when we all had too much wine, and we went crazy with the Snapchat filters. And I think this is the first time my mom ever used a Snapchat filter, and she thought it was the funniest thing ever. So we just took a bunch of pictures with different filters because it was just so funny. And then that night we had cheeseburger pizza, which is the first time I've ever had cheeseburger pizza at another aunt's house, because we all kind of just house hop around all the different family members. But that was really good. So we had that there. And then this is when we were flying home. I loved this page because I loved this rubber embellishment. That was like a new kind of thing for me to use, were the rubber embellishments. I thought that was pretty. And then this is when I got home, because I'd been gone for a week and a half. My backyard was like a jungle. So I took a picture of Billy laying in the grass because it was super long. And then photo of me. I don't know what this was a challenge for something, but there's a photo of me that I scrapbooked. This was my 25th birthday. I always go to Henry's Louisiana Grill. It's a Cajun restaurant in downtown Ackworth, and it's my absolute favorite. So I took pictures of what I always eat there, but that's for my 25th birthday. This is when Pokemon Go was a huge thing, and so I have a little picture of my avatar and my little Pokemon friend, and I made these little Pokeballs with some scraps, but that's pretty much just recording that because I know that was a huge trendy thing at the time, and it's always fun for me to record that kind of stuff because I can look back on it now and be like, oh yeah, this is, when Pokemon Go was huge. Me and my brother would walk around for hours playing Pokemon Go. And then this is one of my patients at work. I love him. He had surgery and he was just so drunk waking up that I just like snuggled with him for a while. So I just wanted to record that. That's another part of my job, is recovering surgery patients when they're super drunk. And it's really funny because their tongue sticks out and they just don't, they're just, like a drunk person. And sometimes it's really funny. So I just wanted to record that too. And then this is when we went on to vacation, a family vacation to St. Augustine. So that was a lot of fun. This is when we first got to the beach, me and my sister, love her, and our hotel, which looked super sketchy in the daytime. I mean, at the nighttime, it looked super sketchy too, but it was actually a really nice hotel. But we drove up to it and we were like, oh my gosh, are we gonna get murdered here tonight? But it actually was a really nice hotel, so I felt bad for judging it initially. And then this was downtown, and this is a couple of ghost tours we went on. Ghost tours here were terrible. We went to 2 different ghost tours, and they were both awful, which was really disappointing because St. Augustine is one of those places that has a lot of history and could have the potential for a really cool ghost tour. But both of these ghost tours, like both people were in characters and it was almost like an act for them, like they were putting on a performance and it wasn't about the stories or evidence or anything. So I just did not like it. We were kind of disappointed about that. This is when we were bebopping around downtown. We did a little trolley tour. And so I included the little map of that and a little family photo, a couple photos of different places that we visited. I need to glue this G back down. That's cute though. I did a little heart with buttons. That's different. It's another couple sites from downtown, Old City Gates. One of the cemeteries, Flagler College, which is super cool. This tree is 600 plus years old, which I thought was awesome. This is the world's tallest cross that noted where Ponce de Leon first landed in America. This is the Fountain of Youth, all of which were pretty cool to see. And then this was Castillo de San Marcos, which is this big fort in St. Augustine that we went and visited. So I just have a couple photos from that. I fussy cut the fort out of the brochure as embellishment, which I thought was pretty cool. This is, again, some more fort pictures. This is at the top of the fort. My sister posing. She's so cute. And some more Snapchat filters. Oh. We were really into Snapchatting, apparently, and these fun filters during this time. Billy, it's fine. You don't have to talk to them. Sorry, my windows are open and Billy sees people walking by, so you hear him. Sorry, I need to drink some more water. I'm kidding. I'm not used to talking this long. Billy, excuse me, sir. Come here. All right, and this is there's this one street where there's all of these churches, so just recorded all of the churches. And the insides of some of them are really, really cool. I loved this one, was really cool. This is a Presbyterian church, and they have this really cool architecture on it. So my sister got this really cool picture in front of this door, which I thought was awesome. And then we went to a St. Augustine distillery. We got to try some of their new bourbon. That was fun. We went to the prison. This place has been on a bunch of different paranormal shows. It's been on Kindred Spirits. It's been on Ghost Adventures. I think Ghost Hunters have been here too. So we really wanted to visit there because we knew a lot of the history from those shows, which was really cool. So we visited there. We went to the gator farm, which is really cool. They have like every species of gator and crocodiles. And we made it just in time for this really cool crocodile show where they went and they showed us a lot of things about the alligators, which is cool. Or this is a crocodile, I'm pretty sure. I can never keep them straight. I know there's a trick with the shape of their nose, but I always forget. And then a Komodo dragon that we saw, which is also pretty cool. I love this little embellishment cluster I did with this little gold bag. That was kind of cute. I thought I felt really fancy when I did that. This is like crepe paper too that I used to embellish with or to layer with. That's different. And then they also had a snake section. And this one snake was following my sister's finger around the glass, which I thought was pretty cool. So I did that one. This is when they were feeding the gators. So I have a couple pictures from that. Again, we always go to the lighthouses when we can. So this is St. Augustine Lighthouse. This place has also been on Kindred Spirits and Ghost Hunters. It's been on Ghost Hunters several times, actually. So it was cool to visit here as well. Some mixed media on there. Inside of the lighthouse, which is cool, and then at the top of the lighthouse. And again, I really like including ephemera from the places. So this is the actual brochure, and a little QR code that I'm sure takes you to like their website, and then our little wristbands to get in that I scrapbooked with too. Hey, Caroline. Alrighty, moving on. I'm gonna lose my voice by the end of this. Holy moly. What do I have left? I have one more after this. Yeah, I think I have one more book after this. So this is the old general store museum that we got to see. This is the church we went to, which was the Catholic Basilica Cathedral, which is really awesome. And we went kayaking. Oh, I forgot we went kayaking. This was so cool. We went right past the big cross and the fort, and they actually shot the cannon over our heads while we were here, because we were here during the time where they shoot the cannons off, and it literally went right over our head. It was so loud. We weren't expecting it, but that was pretty cool. No one got injured. But yeah, it was really cool to go kayaking. They have manatees that are here during this time of year, and we really tried to find the manatees, but we couldn't find them, which was sad because I've never seen a manatee in person. I thought that would have been so cool. I need to glue some of this back on. Part of this wood veneer looks like it's broken. Whoops, I needed to glue that back down. But yeah, I wish we could have found the manatee, but that was pretty cool. And then we just spent the afternoon on the beach, it looks like, which is a lot of fun. It was such nice weather. And then I got back home and snuggled with Billy. I always miss him when we go on vacation. He got left home with Marcus while we went to St. Augustine, so I had to take a picture of him when I got back home because I missed him. And then we had a big yard sale, so I wanted to record that. Billy tried to keep this little dog. That was in one of the things to be sold. I don't think anyone got to have it after Billy found it. Yeah, I did. The poor Y. There's another part of it that fell off too. Where was that? Yeah, the Y is like way over here from Enjoy, and then this little loop to the E is over here. I'm gonna have to go back and glue that on. This is work. Oh yeah, one of our doctors was moving, so we had a little going away dinner with her. And then after dinner, we decided to continue at a bar, and one of our coworkers had drank a little bit too much, so that was a couple things about that that night, which was really fun. And then this is when my mom moved. So this is our family home, and she moved into this really sweet house for just her, since basically we'd all moved out at that point. So yep, that is the end of that one. So one more book, and then we'll be good for tonight. That'll be half of my album flip throughs, and then we'll do the other half another day. But I definitely can't go through all of these right now. And I would also be impressed if all of you could actually sit through all of them, because holy moly, this is already a lot. For those of you who are here at the beginning and are still here, thank you, and I don't know how. All right, So my mom, as a thank you for helping her move, got me this hammock for my backyard. So I just take a couple pictures of me in my little hammock. And then Halloween, again, Billy's always a lion now. Every year he's a lion because I have that little wig and it's just so funny. So he's always a lion. So I went to my mom's for Halloween this year. That's pretty much all that was. Very simple. These older pages are definitely way simpler, not near as much layering or embellishment clusters. Yeah, yes, Caroline. My style's changed a ton, which I really like watching through flipping through all of these, because I haven't looked at some of these in a really long time. Like some of these I haven't looked at since I put them in the book. It's another really mixed title journaling, which I thought was really cool. Another little voter sticker. Thanksgiving. Look at Kevin. His lip got stuck on his tooth. That's a very busy, crazy page. I don't know how I feel about that page. There's a lot going on over here. I like this one though. That's a cute one. I did this with a 6x6 paper pad too, it looks like. My stretching scraps started from a very early age. I think it's because I had a lot of 6x6 paper pads. That was all I had to use, so I just had to figure out a way to make it work. So I know all of this is 6x6 paper that I stretched behind all of these layers, and I felt very, I felt like I did a really good job when I finished those. Another Christmas party, we went back to Topgolf. So me and my coworkers hang out. And then decorating my mom's house for Christmas. My sister ended up in the tree decorating. She got pretty far too. She wrapped this tree for quite a ways. I don't know how she got all the way out where she did. And then me and my house and Billy being all cute. He stole my seat and all of my pillows, but he looked really cute, so I couldn't tell him to move. And then Christmas at my Nana and Granddad's house. And Christmas at my mom's. And then this is another Christmas picture. I don't know why the theme is what it is, but maybe it's for a challenge. Another Christmas page. My sister got these little wine glass things. They're little cats that hang off of the glass, and they're all different colors so that you keep track of your glass. That's what that is. And I got the gray one because my cat is gray. That's cute. And then us just hanging out after Christmas. We like keeping our Christmas kind of low key, which is nice. I get stressed out if it becomes a huge ordeal. So I think we're all just hanging out at the end of the day here. Billy being adorable. Oh, this is when it snowed. I didn't even know it was snowing. And then Billy came back in with snow all down his back. So I wanted to take a picture to record that. And then this is an intro page to when we went to Washington, D.C. And I think this was a challenge to do a page without a picture because I would not have done this on my own. To me, there's no point in making the page without a picture because the point is to scrapbook the pictures. But I think it was a challenge to do a page without a photo. So I decided to just do an opening page for my Washington vacation. We had to visit my brother in Virginia before he went to Hawaii. And while we were there, we decided just to make a vacation of it and go up to Washington for a weekend. So it's the St. Patrick's Church that we went to. Beautiful, beautiful church. Lots of really gorgeous architecture. Very old church too. And then I just took a little cute selfie in the hotel mirror because I was feeling myself apparently, but I wanted just to do a little selfie page. I think this is actually another challenge to scrapbook yourself because it's called #me. I feel like I wouldn't have done that either without it being a challenge. This is when we were exploring downtown. We went to this pub for dinner and we walked past all these really cool statues in downtown DC. So I just got a picture in front of one of them. The Elephant and Castle and Pub Diner. And then this was the weekend before President Trump's inaugural parade. And we were surprised when we walked out of the hotel and there was a parade going on, because apparently they practiced the inaugural parade. So we got to actually see the inaugural parade before the inauguration. And it was really cool because you have music and all the bands, and then all the military kind of doing their march through the route. And it was really cool. We just walked with them because it was just a really cool thing to see, and it was totally unexpected. That was awesome to be able to see and be a part of. And then we got to see the executive offices, which I thought was awesome. And we got to see the White House. A lot of DC was blocked off for the parade, or like there's bleachers put up and stuff for people who were going to be there to watch it. So like we couldn't really get close to the other side of the White House because there were bleachers in the way. So this is kind of as close as we got to get. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool to see that in person because I'd never been to DC. And then again, the Washington Monument I thought was so cool. Got a picture from far away, me under it at an angle looking up. And then my mom was kind of way back trying to take a photo so you could kind of get the size range. And so that little thing in this little red box, that's me standing there for size reference. So I thought that was kind of cool too. And then we have the World War II Memorial, which is really cool because they have all the states. So we got our photo taken in front of Georgia. There is a fountain usually in the middle of this, but because it was like February when we went, there wasn't any water. And then we have the reflection pool going up to the Lincoln, memorial. So that was cool to see too. It's just so cool. It's kind of surreal. Like I've always seen this stuff in photos or history books or movies. It was so surreal seeing this kind of stuff in person. So I really loved this trip for that reason. And then of course the Lincoln Memorial. Got several pictures. They had a whole stage they were building in front of it though. There's a whole bunch of stuff in front of it because I guess there's like a performance, like musical performance and stuff after the inauguration, and maybe during the inauguration where they'll film. So they have the whole stage built that we kind of had to climb under and go up to the memorial through. But I have several photos from that. And then we also saw this memorial, which is the Vietnam Memorial, and of course the wall with all the names. Yes. Oh, at sunrise. I don't know if I have any sunrise pictures, but I can about imagine. I saw it at sunset and it was beautiful. So I'm sure sunrise is like, oh. There's just so many iconic skylines and memorials and stuff that it being backlit against a sunrise or a sunset is just so pretty. Like a postcard. Again, some more memorial statues. We have, I don't even remember what this one was. We saw so many. There's another memorial. It says everyone who signed the Declaration of Independence. So this photo is Benjamin Franklin's signature. Very, very cool. I didn't even know this was a memorial. We just found it on accident when we were walking back to our hotel. And then we went to the Smithsonian. We went to the Natural Museum of Natural History. There was a whole bunch of food trucks outside we ate lunch at, which was fun. And then I just have the map of all of the floors of the Smithsonian. So this is kind of the intro to that. Lots of really cool animals that they have. This was so cool seeing like ancestors. I don't know how you would phrase that, but like human genetics and where we started. So this is like one of the first women that's ever been found, named Lucy. And so they kind of have the evolution of the human. And it was very cool to see that because I've always seen in museums different, animals and stuff, but seeing like human and Neanderthals and that kind of thing was really cool. Some big whales, giant squid. You got to see the fossil lab. So much cool stuff in the Smithsonian. They have this whole section of bones. I love the my words are leaving me. I've been doing, this has been going on too long. All the rocks and stuff, though, I always love the gemstones in the mineral section. So I got to see that. And the Hope Diamond that they have on display was super cool. And then just some photos leaving. We didn't get to see the Jefferson Memorial other than just driving by it. And then we drove by the Pentagon, but we didn't get to finish. But there's a couple things from my phone I just wanted to record because we did so much walking while we were here. This one day, which this wasn't even all of the steps, it was just at the point I took a screenshot, but we did, you know, over 16,000 steps. We climbed over 31 floors. We walked over 7 miles just this one day, going around and seeing everything. So it was a lot of activity. And then once we got home, I took a picture of me snuggling with all the animals because we were tired and we took a nap when we got home. But yep. And this is my brother's promotion, graduating from officer school before he went to Hawaii, and then Hawaii. And you guys, I already have, this isn't the Hawaii vacation. Okay, good. I was about to say, I'm going to skip the Hawaii vacation because I already have flip throughs from that. But this is actually just some photos my brother took. So he went to Hawaii, and like first day there, he saw this stuff. He saw this sea turtle on the beach. He saw this beautiful rainbow over this gorgeous water, this beautiful beach with a piece of driftwood. Like, it doesn't even look real. And my brother sent this to me like, hey, this is where I live now for the next 3 years. And I was really jealous, but I wanted to record it, that this is where he was first stationed. So that's kind of what that is about. Yeah, he sent us those photos, and I'm like, I can't believe you're living there. So jealous. And then this, oh, look how sweet. This is when me and Marcus first started dating, like dating for real. And so this is one of the first photos I have of the two of us. You guys know, I've said this in previous videos, but Marcus and I met in 5th grade. Okay, we've been friends since then. So you saw a photo earlier in an earlier book from when we were in high school and we went to Menchie's. But yeah, so now we're like dating. So this is the first photo I have of the two of us. Oh, on a date. So we went to Amicalola Falls, and we did some hiking. It was really, really beautiful. I love that. Oh, look at little baby us. And now we're engaged and we're gonna get married. Cute. And then we went to, at the very top of the waterfalls, there's a center where you can eat. So we had dinner up here with this amazing view, which is super cool. And then Valentine's Day, he gave me this beautiful bouquet, very sweet. And Billy has always loved him, so this is just a page just for Billy and Marcus. I called it Bromance because there is nothing like those two. They're so cute. Again, these pages with these neutrals, I love that. I need to do a page like that soon. Note to self. I love this solid color and then everything else is neutral. I think that's so pretty. They're adorable. I love that harmony. Yeah, when I see pictures of us when we were little, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that was ever a thing. We're so tiny. This was another challenge to Scrapbook where we were from. And like, obviously I've always grown up in Georgia, but I've never scrapbooked that I'm from Georgia. So I took the opportunity to use a whole bunch of Georgia embellishment and to do a selfie. Oh, that's another thing he got me for Valentine's Day. He got me a Tiffany's choker. Like, what? He spoiled me from the beginning. And he also did all my yard work for me, which is amazing because all my trees needed pruning and the yard needed trimmed. And he said he would do that for me from now on. So I was like, okay, you're a keeper. You're stuck with me now. Tennessee, I love Tennessee. I love Tennessee. Part of me wants to move to Chattanooga because we used to go up there all the time. I have very fond memories of the Tennessee Aquarium before the Georgia Aquarium was built. We always went to the Tennessee Aquarium and they have that giant shell in the front. Oh, I thought it was so cool. So cool. Sorry, I had to take another drink. I do love Tennessee. I would totally be okay living in Tennessee. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Me not having to do yard work anymore. I mean, literally, this was, what year was this? Do I have any of these dated? Did I not date? Oh, 2017. I haven't had to do yard work since 2017 because he's done it for me since then. It's been so nice. This is riding with my coworker. This is Bacon. I love him. She sold him. He's with someone else now, which is why I ride Maverick now. But I rode him initially when we went riding, and he is very, very sweet. Yes, humid. See, humidity doesn't really bother me because I feel like, I don't know, humidity is really bad in Georgia too, so I'm kind of like, meh. I love the mountains though. Although I'd miss the beach. I'm not on the beach now anyways though. You're in the middle of Tennessee near Nashville. Now I want to visit Nashville. I was in Nashville once when I was really little for like a taekwondo tournament, but we never got to see anything. Like we went to Nashville, but we never got to explore. Like I don't remember anything from it. Hey Janet, thank you. I'm very excited. This is a fun opportunity to flip through everything for sure. But yeah. So riding, and then this was for a challenge, but I don't remember what the challenge was for. But I did a coffee themed thing. So I used all the coffee stuff, coffee paper, coffee wood veneer, and Billy now recognizes the Starbucks symbol and he automatically expects a puppuccino. Yeah, Janet, I hope so. I haven't heard anything about it, but I didn't really want to bring it up to do a hop for me because there's so many other hops going on right now for other people's benchmarks that I felt bad about like adding on to it. So I really hope there is a celebratory hop for me, but I think the benchmark hops are already booked out through like, I don't know, a while. So I kind of felt bad about adding to it. So I haven't said anything about it, but I do hope there's a celebration hop for me because that would be fun. I had a lot of fun doing all the other ones so far. Sorry, I'm getting thirsty talking so much. But yeah, Billy now knows the logo and he expects a puppuccino if he sees it. So we always have to get a puppuccino for him, which is just, you know, cool whipped cream. So I had to get a picture of that. And this is when me and Marcus went on a little day adventure. We went to Moe's and then we went to eat at the lake. And then we went geocaching. So that was really fun. Marcus did his first little geocache, which was up in a tree. We had to figure out a pulley system to get it down. Okay, good. I'm glad we are. I just didn't want to say anything about it, but yeah, I really do want to do one because it'll be fun to do a hop. Girls' night with me, my mom, and my sister. Went to Henry's. This was when I first got Fantastic Beasts on DVD. I used it as an excuse to do a Harry Potter page, so I finally got to use my cute little Harry Potter flair. And I still have some Harry Potter. I have a Harry Potter page I need to do soon because I just got these really cute wood veneer that I need to get used soon because they're adorable. But yeah, I could not wait to use my Harry Potter flair, so this was a great excuse for that. Thank you. I love you so much. Yeah, I told you, I'm like, I don't think I'm a shy person, but I'm definitely not, I don't know. I feel bad asking for things to do, people to do things for me, even though I know they would be happy to do it. So I appreciate it, Janet. This is a very monochromatic layout, but that's fun. So Marcus worked with the horse barn temporarily. And so he sent me this picture of him and this horse jumper, which was his little best friend, which I thought was really cute. So yeah, very monochromatic, but that's fun. A lot of green. He looks so cute though. Look at his little baby face. I haven't seen his face shaved since I don't even know when. Probably this picture, 2017. He looks like a completely different person with his face shaved. Okay, I feel like all of us kind of are the same type of people. So I feel like we all understand that. Yeah, the leaf background. This is Amy Tangerine. This is the only Amy Tangerine collection I've ever gotten. And I really liked using it, but it's just not, I don't consider Amy Tangerine or crepe paper like my style, even though like I've used them plenty. But I did enjoy using it when I had it. I think it's because a lot of it is very multicolored, which is not what I do. Like, this is more uncomfortable for me to do something this colorful than to just do a monochromatic layout like this. And I feel like those two designers do a lot of color, which is a lot of fun, but it scares me a little bit. So yeah, that was fun. Egg dyeing, Easter. See, all of this color, it scares me. I think it's because it just looks busy to me and I don't know how to tone it down. My brother in the Army had this Army paper, so that was a good excuse to use that. And then, oh, this is another International Scrapbooking Day thing. Look, Moira sent me this stuff too. Yeah. Yeah, I really like when I see their stuff, I'm like, oh, that's so cute. And then I go to get it, to buy it, and I'm like, I know I'm not going to be able to use it. And I don't know why, because I like it, but it's just not my, like, the way I scrapbook, I guess. I don't know, it's just not my style. But I do like it, it's definitely cute. Cute little scissors. I bet she actually sent me that. That's why I got it on that page. Happy Mail. That's where all that cork stuff came from too. Ooh, look, this is my first paranormal investigation that I went on. We went to Roswell, Georgia, and Brett Griffith from Ghost Hunters led it. So we did a whole seminar first on how to use all the equipment, what the kind of techniques we would use and how we would go about doing it. And then we went and we did 2 investigations. We went to this, it used to be a mill, but it's a salon now, and they had a lot of paranormal activity, so we went and investigated there, and I got my first EVP ever. I got a Class A EVP on my first investigation. Oh my gosh, it was so awesome. It was so cool. And it like gives you goosebumps because I was reviewing all of the footage, and I just recorded audio on my phone, and this EVP came through crystal clear of this woman talking. And Marcus came with us, and I had him pull up his recording. We went to the same part, and it did not record on his phone, but it recorded on mine. And I know 100% we did not hear it with our ears when it happened. But there's this woman talking crystal clear on my phone's audio. And I realized afterwards that where I had set my phone down to record was apparently where this woman would appear. And I didn't know that initially, but then that kind of gave me extra goosebumps because I got this EVP of this woman, and I happened to have my phone where she apparently appears. Whew. Yes, that was my first paranormal investigation. We went to the cemetery after that, but nothing happened at the cemetery. But we got a lot of stuff at the salon, and oh my gosh, it was like, whew. But it was really cool meeting him too. I've never really met a celebrity before, and I don't know if you would count him as a celebrity. But that was a very cool experience that me, my mom, and Marcus did. So that was intense. Oh yeah, here's the investigation. So this is at the salon. We kind of did our, we got our history here, set up the laser grid. Yeah, I think I have all this information. Ooh, this is our spirit box session, and I actually wrote down notes of everything that happened, and it was pretty, like, we were having conversations through the spirit box. Like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. And that was in addition to the EVP that I got. But yeah, it was something else. And this is stop to at the cemetery, but like I said, nothing happened here when we went. And then Mother's Day, I took my mom to Gibbs Garden, which was beautiful. Gibbs Garden. So I have a couple photos from there. Again, using a lot of Amy Tangerine. And then my backyard had some beautiful flowers this year, so I did a little page about my flowers in my backyard. And then this was just a funny picture of Billy that I wanted to record, apparently. This is, I think, when I had just scraps left from this collection. I was trying to use the rest of it. So I pretty much just used this big cut apart, and then like every single branding strip I still had left over to make this page. I think that was pretty much just my goal, was just to finish out that paper. And then one of my coworkers did a soap making thing, and we got to come over and make our own soap. So that's just that. Holy cow, guys, that's a lot. How long have we been going for? A long time. I can't see the time on there. All right, that's where I'm going to cut it off. We went through 6 books, and I still have 6 more. So hopefully that was fun, seeing kind of where I started and where I got up to. But I'll flip through the other books, I don't know, maybe next week, I'm not quite sure. But that was a lot of fun. 3 hours, oh my gosh, no wonder my voice is going. I've never talked for that long in my life. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you guys stuck around for all of that. Jeez Louise. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for coming. That was so much fun. I'll flip through the rest of the books, but I think it'll be nice. I've had requests to do album flips for a while now, so this way, even though it's 3 hours worth, hopefully people can watch it just in sections, but people can see everything I've made, and then it'll just be out there. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Joyce, Harmony, Caroline, Deborah, Janet. You guys are all wonderful. Moira, if you're still here, thank you all so much. I'll post in my community tab whenever I do plan on doing the next one. But thank you guys so much for showing up to this one. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.